And as Shama me, now your day brewo with a technical support from Desmond Soa. Camera for no happen so for so be a Ralph Jampo, OMCR on any team no. Omo ena wamada roma yaba TV. So me di Piesie Okrah boys prefer chief tankers honorable without constituency onu akwa ababium.
Ya nua Piesie nyame adom ohwese de mabeti ekunkun ya konfomo me woni me deda ade achi eye nase besi nipa bia wunya sori krem se pe wodi nase me nyankopon wasan de nkwana ma wo ede na wodi saa nkwana ye me ba cho de me kan woti ase wodi be demonstration ana wodi be ye dabiti Piesie ye nyamre eti ade achi eye aseda eye nyonyam de de ma eye nyankopon se wasan ma ye da fefe sei se bibi bie nkoye wa brabo mu no ye wa kwanya
se ye sesa
no it is abre de eye adwuma na ye baba ebo ye ne Ghana for ba be din komo de e koso wo man Ghana mu bibi enye no ahaya ye be pagya guso ahye no na de e be ma ye tumpon no so de ye be champagne for den atai omachi so omonye ne ya brabo nsi ye
enwa ma payi John Dramani Mahama e launch code of conduct de ma na dwuma ye fo a wa pa wo mo so mo me ya soafo and afei MD CEOs ene o ma wo mo ekeka ho ni nyina na me do
Piesie na ensem ewuo mu no ene ye nyamre nkoma hodo so ye beda bebiradi baby e ho hia me pa ye friends a conflict of interest ye friends and family was it na memwe one pay busia so hwe ne etwa mu ya nanado ni alaji ba o ya memre so presidential staff na nanado busuafo ne nafofo be 59 egum now ministers Asante Bedi Etuo Kenoforiata enu ti na Kenoforiata sign ambulance spare parts day contract $34.9 million edi massive no Okoro ono ne Akufo Addo na wo no so amunyi no muni na ambulance ne eto ne sign ne what sign spare parts $34.9 million
dollars so
me say 5 days before Kenoforiata be free office no sign deal sakase edi mebusuafo wo munye sika fengu ombotom eti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say one pay on pay family and friends I want it na memwom wa wo be yes no be chew no e dismiss her straight the wa papa na nia bere no a wo kasa no Piesie am de yie pa would be say appointees a woman declare on asset as at 31st March a did deadline to so no me no kasa no dey wo kasa say wa ma wo bibiara wo de 3 months salary e kwa to Ghana medical trust fund.
Okay.
Mahama case no. One fan got two.
Yeah.
And the wash minister Bia say one fan 1 month salary. Even got to say for now, one more man declare on asset up to get Wednesday on the 7th of because on the 7th of May, I woman a ben market 120 days social contractor. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Ochina na 120 days.
Ochina 7th.
Ochina na 120 days. Mampanyi betena so ochina na 120 days.
Thank you.
And na makoma ko ha na eduonu.
Yes, ochina.
Ochina.
On the 7th.
On the 7th, yeah.
Na no so the social contract no. 25 key policies bi o ha. Or yes say by that time no we wie. And then one koma hodo no ye bebie. Ahi and what me lanche ahi no onye dent no onye sa ne ma enne ye behwehwem
mampanyi betena so enne ye 119 days na ohwe ne ma wa ya amanfo tena bonten as ne omo kan say ne ma ye Urajo Mahama aye kra e was abreka kray mu 119 days atwa Akufo Addo ATS ni nyina mu
I cancel your mobile because Piesie now this time around sign the code of conduct you the abeya hey they say we are appointing Mahama
and when I'm chief of staff kasa e wo dwumadi na ase na asama wo kan wo say mampanyi wo da mesra wo mamen kasa asem we ena mampanyi ma no kwan no se hwe wadwen ye wo se wo ba bedin sem hunu na afei ye ba be sakew na ye ka kire wo say ye be pam because what din sem hunu na ka say oh woni mampanyi ADC ana say woni ni special aid ana na driver o kwa fa no so akwa kopie mampanyi ube kwa koduro obeka jose na sa Julius Dabra na wasan sa ade ne de wanya pamu mitumi nya ho hwe
wudi ade ba kwa ye me de pa omo be launch website bia okọ ni appointee ho misconduct bia appointees na ɔsɛ report fɛ gu hɔ.
Thank you.
Yɛde yɛn kɔ report kura website.
Yɛbɛka wɔn ha ya. Yɛde yɛn kɔ website. Ha ya.
Ni yɛ kan so ana evidence tɛ akyire.
Yes.
Eti because who say MPP for no. Ananu yɛ aba omi aka so say arrogance of power.
Power no sa na tie power ɛna ebi ase kakra bɛ hyɛ ho a. Sɛ wonye obi a wankasa naturally no. Woyɛ obi a odwo, obrɛ ho ase a anhwɛ sika no bɛma
when it's so biriw
and a banner sounds what now I pom fee
I want to go emwa there say pom fee near the 2 year because a bina baba to niema kura ne ba kopɛ na wa ka ne yakoye enti Piesie ye hwɛ appointees His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was say ye nyam ho report bi a website or ba me enke obrempon ani mi nua Piesie
me enko ho
ye ni data
Yababa Yababa power 97.9
ni ya bodi
brain
and no see ya see bodi ye be yiwadi
yes
ya hwehwem na ye no kra be yiwadi this time around mo bia amfa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na memoni ni agro
me da se eche ye de obon krata no nsam no bebro me ni obrempon me da se sa wo so ebusuafo e ma wo nyina kwa babra so se ye de Dwabo krata no e de bre wo Aye. If not for anything, ye cry Yankopon ama yen kwantie ye won kwan ye wade. Eti anopa ye Joyce blessing ya adwen pa. Menu ama na tena se. Ama poma checheku watara se sanso na menu aba dache hema akosua fori wa manfo machin
yeja
oho te sen
nyame adom
mafi wo
meso saa
and was your blue
me ase ebi asa me ka say ade chiwo na sa woti nkomu a the chamada bodwe mo je di mu afusani wotimi sori ekoba na che say nyame adom na abo adom so
sa pepepe me da say what to me constituency for amabe amapa ma checheku akwaba
ye nua
oho ye
nyame adom me ho ye nso
me ho ye
ye de nyame ase
o de me ho na me ni agi o
say
me ho na me ni age
ese wankasa
na se me nua ba preko pe no
oh weni
te ya me ho na me ni age anopa onya ma me motivation ba me ba beje motivation de we den ya me ba beje so was I there
basa na a show
na asham kutupa na ma mitrimo me de kakra enkrata na you ready ai ready mama nsha se mfra kosia wa kosia yenko
yo Piesie me da se yentia atiefo ne ahwefo e na nopai na Dwabo krata mu nsem no yemfa entoa so emomo na daily graphic na ye de ehya se ene anopai ofa graphic ya Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wadinifoni abeto animu ha fe ya code of conduct no ensemu a wo makruncha gumu nyina no ekura no a
or say government appointees lose 3 months salary. Okay, mami starting free straw. Failure to meet asset declaration deadline. Government appointees lose 3 months salaries. Non-compliance by May 7 results in dismissal. Ayeka.
Entino yensha siem free mampani die ya work endra da code of conduct ya wapa hontoma na appointees no wacha se wo mu hwemu yie na won kinkan mu yie no e na wacha se die di kan woni a appointees odi kan pa wo mo ya wo hye senka ento ankopem obenim bosom de etwa to nka wo mu declare o asset ya wo mu antumi antu sa na mo ni nyina no wo mu bosom makomako miensa akatwia enyade a wo msabeka sa akatwia ni nyina ye Mahama case ye medical trust fund no wo mu de kwakwatum na atumi aboa yesan se declare asset ya hyebre wantumi anya na weni asotwe asabre mampanyi ede ama wo mu
jo Mahama speed na okonde anodi
enya nonko wo mu a animanimu ya wopa wo na anu ya nsoso no wa hyese nto ankopem wo kyena May 7th na omsoso no wo ma declare o asset na no se wa anya dia ka hunu se wo sesa o bag sesa o niema
unkuku ne unkaka asset no mayin chemu na amanfo ntia ase time amampanyi epa wo se brabe som oman no ejapade a wo ye se tro register never koma eye auditor general na wo hu se okay akosua ofori wa amanfo ye fa na adwuma no o mobile phone baako ena ring ena asomade mienu ena ntale edu eti wo no se nya pawo na se afede wontade aba ba ye 1000 unya ne he tisaneti
sa pepe
ai o ka baako wo fie ana woni fie wo high dan na waka nti wo ba be fira konwa so na se wakwa yete se kwabena edubu ahen na wakwa koto estate edan makoma 30 ye be bisa wo se unya ne he fa ono de sa akwade o me se ka bia luxurious car bia bi woni fie ene enum Cadillac ne mo G-Wagon ne hwan car bia efe asa kwa bia minim no ukoni fie a o garage a cars 20 enesi wo bo no mbeso maban da no tin baby ai woni sika ba wonya beso maban no na wonya sa cars na ye bebisa wo se wonya ne he nti sa netie tito so
enti yento so na oba so hanso so a ene ye niabre ko save the judiciary demo demonstration no enrada wotimi ede hye so wo man titru MPP amanyoko so kokoko amanyoko na wodimu akotene pa wo hwe domkuma ba no dani wodumonyafo Alexander Afenyo makina waboni tuntum black agini chichi tuntum na chese na nabi nom na woni a wokeka ka ho edimu akotena nra omani bere ye pa ede womo ensem no nyina wo krunche ye petition no ekodan ye abankesie mu deputy chief of staff say niema bi ekoso wo man Ghana ya temu adwuma emu ya entwa ye ni titru ye maame
Gertrude Araba
womo na eka ye maame Gertrude Araba esaba tokuno ya sabre mampani a suspend no womo so wonte ase womo nte ase enimani mi ya mampani ensa reverse se maame no obesan di ni dibre no ama ni bio na wabetena so say chief of staff wo mai emo enti won sam dodo no ade o makunche no demonstration no ekoso ye nyina so hu bi eti bi ewo yesum na no pay daily graphic the book krata no wo bo ho amane na
enra se wo mo dikan di petition ni bi call Supreme Court and omo we na omo call parliament omo we parliament no omo call mampanyina tenaye deputy chief of staffs Standogbe ene kwaje krata no na enra yewra bendoche malo ewo US o say na Standogbe uji petition the way say mo ani de ene ahwenru mampanyi ho
wa mo no
ai obo na dwe kire wo mo say mo kra demonstration ya mo yei onum say no Afenyo market e bo police ni gaso
me nimpa me ya we me
otonin sabo police ni
o si police ni ne di kan bon ti no protest
oboa enye no kre
because
enye no kre video na ye hwe no
ni nipa oye nti ade nti na was born in the first place
enye no kre say police ni ne bo
police force omra yes
wo ma tro krata koma speaker of parliament acha mehene Abambagben say wonyi no mra na yantoto na no because nsem hunu na odi eno ano so o ye demonstration unim say minority leader anti a obo police ni obi antum mbo ni ntini na say obodi ka kwa koton sa Afro police ni jimifo you see no and many Mustafa Bande eya adwen deputy general secretary ma eye NDC many ne ya adwen say was say and na omo dey test omo popularity after say John Mahama win no on person omo hwe say bia omo ye popular and many Okechukwu kasa fide so o social distancing wom na say nipa no spaces say wom e kire na omo nyina ka omo bom because omo te say ya report to say spaces e didem no no mo say mo nyina mo nkamfu ana nye bebre and omo kafu aye eti sa de na omo ye enro an omo na esie say yewura Mahama ne oye na enya de papa but ne yewura Mahama ye na wa suspend chief chief justice no emu ne he eni amamra num ni nyina mampanyi na mara no so
ene etu sa na mo no
ama poma ana o
na
kenenko
wo de atodwa ya wo bo amane wo krata mi se wo ba oman Ghana mu afi bia sika yede etonuane ana se yede tonuane egu hono mu se yede ekra nuane no 762 32 billion 762.32 billion Ghana cedis
yako trillion
no ni sika fi bia oba o man Ghana mu a ye de etonuane
ano den ti enu nti na me ofa erikopoku edi feed Ghana dwumadi na bana wo mo ba beboa se Ghana ha anya hwe no domeko wo mfikyire donkruma wo mfikyire na afe yenso no ye boa na amanfo adomfu akakraka aban beboa with irrigation it is entos ya ye bedo ntos afimu ni nyina ye ntwe se nsuo be abeto because aban aboa ma ye nya nsuo aye de be irrigation is anya manema no nti no na aban pese wo correct na ye de feed Ghana dwumadi na aba no nti honorable erikopoku ano pay me chiao wo boy adwuma pa yero ho na boy adwuma enso mame amapoma
yes yeah, to us, I'm for the Ghanaian Times, the Okrah and to us, one of Pems and Commando, Yedika Bobo Dano, the Okrah, Sanso, Eddie Moasim Bidia, but now Yankai government appointees now more for one more a assets forms, declaration forms, then call the same. May 7th in a Yochna, in DBA, say, wow, a Yochna, yeah,
asset declaration. President to dismiss non-compliant appointees launches code of conduct.
Yochna May 7th in Yochna. Enti unyam fanko ya uwo sabri ya di kusi yochna. Afina abo 6:51. Bwabwa nefa kwanza na adiache.
Time womb.
Adiache.
Kakara womb.
Memi emfa unike ntwaso. Say do be ya pa ya ma obo makan because
some of them makasa
be brenya kwenya nkoye bi.
Me train.
She say o do we ye say bi bia ye
mampeni doba
or do be scapegoat
or do be scapegoat
so amewo be o be ni agro
scapegoat na me twa bi no mpese me hu nipa o be di kan na defense na ya ba besere no a
ba se e be kaso wa when declare access ni e de pamo e won se nye alice nka ye bibi ni empamo we wa woni akatua ni asa pamo ne ya it is terrible o chana ye May 7th no wo fa de ne nko na wo mun save your from any other nti ho asem ha na o ya che na wo ye no so wo twa a section of ingrofo no ye demo no e de o mato ha say body can body can bobo so dadanti ye shada enkombiem de da show no Piesie ya baba ba ko ye dwuma Ghanaian Times ho a o ye intern ewo newsroom na ohia sika de akoye brain tumor surgery enti na wo mode no ato eye fa ho no aba bia de yellow no atwro no na aka ho no
I'm friends Agnes
Ousu Agnes Ousu nti ohia moa
Emmanuel Ousu ti momo na man da no so send bi why na onua no munyina mu di Ousu
nti no eno ene de wa wadi ka akoye bia no newsroom no wo Ghanaian Times na ne boaboa sika na nom de koye because onyinya seizures ne ni tipai no ne keke ka na symptoms ne ba na doso
seizures de nyo
makwa klebi but wa nkoye sa surgery ya na se besa babiem and eno no de beba no anhwe no be ye friend say dangerous nti Ghanaian Times and open nsemo wo de ba fufo bi ka ho ene wo de Okrah man open
ama
akosenko daily guide the Okrah no ento aso high and rather demonstration e ho nsem wo de aba ene anopai sanso e na akoso ha asset declaration e ho nsem mampanyi e ka eno so wo de aba daily guide the Okrah no emo na asantimara otumfo se to aba bi oye otosumi no nedua ya wanya emfrihia pore adioson enum 75 years hooray ti yamanitrin kwapa twedi amponya kropon ensure na hinie no entonkoso enye kese pa na Piesie wunim red
minim red red ade
na
side no am so
na yesi posi ni bi ai
posi na konom red
Okrah red
what dey den
me dey minim
wo he
yeah no what say Piesie o say Piesie northern region last couple shiny Abdullahi and as abre penifon sa so red she no ho
into my interdict no
my interdict
no IGP now aba on so nsem fon so into wo de COP you no on so pass asem so wo de yo ye nya chewa we posi ni na se posi for say wo no wo boni pa ho ban ti se wo ni nipa kura sia na ye na yakayaka de interdiction IGP we abre so IGP COP tete yo hu no abre so wo de wunni muntra nti omonyere omo ho
ya interdict no
no
Piesie ye be wie ni nyina Okrah Chronicle wem se sa asem kro ya ye ka boso ye ho asem na wa hai osahene ne wobubo mu hai o se omega na temu dwa na se ye de ahunihuna remi nim ba bi ahunihuna na wo de but wo mo na ye kan santi eja de obokrata dia ba ye ka de obokrata ansem nti obia
wono kopre MPP parliamentary candidate a wokogina asa ye nto aba ma no ewo MPP din mu no mramra hye bedwafie ewo ho central ni ho west no aye yi ni so mra meye judge kese ewo supreme court o maya temu e friend say e ho na headquarters wohu enti eno no de na yen say judiciary no na do mama ade do mama we esiedu nketia say onko chief justice ana we yi ofiso an professor onko chief justice
ni bia so onko chief justice
nti omo ha ne say omo form asem fi onko
enti eno asem ne wo de bokrata ne krakra ebo mu osi chopoli hu nsase bi sorry na ye kasa de nipa nso ye yire wo mo ede omo kogina mremu langa sensensem ye kasa de ama omo beum anope de chronicle de bokrata ne nsem woni afoforo bebre no a na ode ba ya
na nsem ni nyina ne namsa demonstration ne mampeni as a declaration
of conduct ne de keke ka hono ano
ene mo mayen sorry so e be ni den
ye de Piesie ye economy for happy birthday in koma Edna Osu Afriye Edna Osu Afriye
ono so no hwan
o ye me yonko pa
sa
ti na odi na woda happy birthday edi Nyankopon hia omo ahode
enu na me namfo form akoma ku 25 na edi birthday
ene oti ye
na me Sandra me sofo ba ko edi birthday ye Pastor Thomas kwaku asiedu
Thomas Kwekwe Sedu osofo
penia o da House of Faith Ministry no
Ifijase Kumase okay
man belated birthday nyame nsra no pa no nkoso am page no
okay anope me so me che wo aduru Ifijase de ama me nkomanim na me nche akumawufo nso anope me che akumawufo
ene e chia me krom kwa man for man
dabi me nduru ho me komanim dabi samaduru kumawu na meto aso de nka mekọ drobo nso mum
ene wo mra mwachi e no
anope ya chia drobo nso fo
Dwabo branch ha enti Piesie de wasi
mate medam asese mo be kan me ho na ye de bonkrata ne brem ama poma chichiku na menu aba akosua foriwa amanfo an nickname de da che hema womo ene de bonkrata ne ba e braso se ye de agudie mo nsem enso ebe sommo e wa ha se o hwe mere na aka ba sesima enan na abodon son abrante ebotela ene amanfo quota wo ma hye de nyasam keto o eno ba ko hye aloya for atade na ene ba ko nso hye aloya for atade asan di quota boso say musika ba pa batebo tela ba hye shirt fefefe awo ha ye de gudie mo nsem na ebre Ebotela
Piesie Okrah
Ebotela
Piesie Okrah
Ebo Abrantie
Piesie Abrantie utuare etiem
Bibia bako de
Amia du Piesie bia
mate sports no ye jama mo monka mo asem
we jama de na Tuesday ye room na ye fan some ekoso agudie nwen fa mra wodi mi say ndra Monday games ekoso the Black Satellite of Ghana mutumi bo game including the etumi ekọ ba ne ko mu nyina ena no piatna so de betumi e de werem e de honsem enso e de abrosan so ena ye ko e Liverpool ono so you never walk alone akachia un player bako academy player o say isi ade on tena obi team akonso e honsem e betumi e de abro na UEFA Champions League games enso be wo ho a no so no nsem be koso ho su nyina no yatena sia no pay ha ena honsem nyina e betumi e de abro we ni nsem bia no pay matena se no e betumi e de abro producer say Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch ena kojo fosu fande min so mi din ya de yebo Taylor yenshen seminar say the Black Satellite of Ghana catch with him say Endra Monday U20 championship no e course the den no e AFCON e course Egypt Endra game up to me e baswa na e Ghana e mrantia na omo e the U20 no ejina omo naso a omo country omo from e Senegal etumi ejinam the den Endra game na e course no emu e di ye pan emu e de ye pan mrantia no etumi e wini sa game no enso make no 1-0 and mrantia no enso etumi e wini onim say first game enso ekoso a yene DR Congo enso etumi eboya first game no etumi ebo 1-1 draw second game a endra ekoso no ena emrante enso mutumi ebo homaden a etumi eche Senegal ebo mo ekaba ko a ɔmo nso no ɔmentumi ante na wonim sɛ yɛ group a yɛwɔ mu ɛyɛ group C no Ndra Central African Republic ɛne DR Congo ɛnso etumi ɛbɔ ya DR Congo ɛkyi Central African Republic ɛnso ɛbɔ mɛka mmiɛnsa Central Africa Republic ɛnso etumi ɛti mu ɛyɛ baako a no so no yɛka ho nsɛnsɛm ɛnso ɛde ba ma wonim sɛ ɛba Ghana ɛba yɛ games a yɛbɔ na sisi ya no mino kasere ɛwɔ 4 points ɛwɔ games a yɛbɔ no mti no ayɛbɔ yɛ homɔden paa yɛkɔ yɛnim ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ a yɛhwɛ nim sɛ mmeranteɛ no ɛko akɔmɔnim no bibia nso bɛkɔ so yɛ na ɛyɛ crew a ɛyɛ the U20 ɛyɛ African Cup of Nations a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Egypt no so no yɛbɛtumi ɛnso ɛtumi agye esi yɛ nan so ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ na yɛba group C no onim sɛ group C DR Congo Ghana Senegal Central African Republic DR Congo ɛna wɔkura di kan a ɔno no ɔwɔ 2 points ɛna sɛ ɔno nso no ɔwɔ 4 points ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ Ghana yɛn nso no yɛtumi awini yɛ first game a ɛno nso no yɛwini yɛ first game no yɛn nso yɛtumi anya yɛ 4 points ɛnso esan sɛ yɛ first ɛna sɛ yɛwini yɛ second game no yɛnya 4 points ɛwɔ hɔ esan sɛ yɛ first game a yɛbɔɔ no yɛne DR Congo etumi ɛbɔ 1-1 draw ɛna yɛ second game no etumi ahyɛ Senegal 1-0 a Ndra ɔmo nso no ɔmo ntumi ante na Senegal ɛnso ɔwɔ third position a ɔmo nso ɔmo 1 point ɛwɔ group C mu san so ɛna Central African Republic ɛnso ɛda ɛtoɔ hɔ koraa ɔmo nso no ɔmo wɔ ɛyɛ 1 point a ɔmo de ɛka mmienu ɛwɔ goals ɛnso wɔ hɔ na wonim sɛ ɛndɛ ɛnso no games kakra ɛnso ɛbɛtumi aba so ɛnso ɛdia na ɛno ɛyɛ Zambia ɛna ɛyɛ Tanzania ɛnso ɛna egyina mu dendenden san so ɛna Sierra Leone ɛnso ɛne South Africa ɛnso egyina hɔ a ɔmo nso ɔmo bɔ ɛwɔ ɛyɛ group A no mu na wonim sɛ group A no ɔmo tumi abɔ ɛyɛ 2-2 games ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ ntɛ ndɛ mo hwɛ nim sɛ 3-3 games no ɛnso ɛbɛtumi aba so na bibia ɛnso akɔ so yɛ na ɛkɔ ɛyɛ group A ho nsɛnsɛm no ɛno nso no ɔmo group no sei ɛna sitiɛ ɛnso ɛwɔ group A no Sierra Leone ɛna ɔmo tumi awura di kan a ɔmo wɔ 7 points Egypt ɛnso ɛwɔ 4 points ɛnso ɛna South Africa ɛnso ɛwɔ 3 points Zambia ɛwɔ 2 points ɛna Tanzania ɛnso any point bia ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛno nso yɛka ho nsɛm ɛnso ɛde ma mo yɛkɔ group B no nso Morocco ɛnso awura di kan a ɔno nso ɛwɔ 4 points ɛwɔ hɔ Nigeria ɛwɔ 4 points Tunisia ɛnso ɛwɔ 3 points ɛnso ɛna Kenya ɛnso ɛnyi ɛyɛ point bia ɛnso hɔ a ɛno nso yɛka ho nsɛm ɛde ɛma nti yɛhwɛ nim sɛ ɔman kɔnkɔn Ghana ɛda Thursday ɛnso no gyina kono de denden a yɛhwɛ nim sɛ Central African Republic ɛnso no yɛbɛtum yɛakye ɔmo na yɛyɛ ɔmo yadoa sɛ yɛyɛ ɔmo nyadoa wie pɛ na ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛ qualify ɛkɔ the next stage of the U20 African Cup of Nations a ɛno nso no ɛkɔ so ɛnso ɛwɔ Egypt yɛhwɛ nim sɛ ɔman Ghana ɛne Desmond Ofei ɛne mbrante no bibia bɛkɔ so yie na ɔmo nso nkurimdie no etumi akɔ so ɛyɛ waa na yɛtumi qualify na yɛakɔ the next stage of the competition ɛnso ɔhɔ na wonim sɛ ɛyɛ U20 African Cup of Nations no wo a wobɛtumi adu finals no ɛyɛ World Cup a ɛbɛba so a no so ɛyɛ U20 World Cup a ɛbɛba so no bɛtumi ɛyɛ qualification automatic qualification na nso wentumi akɔ hɔ na nso wetumi akɔkyerɛ sɛ World Cup no ɛba wiase nyina wobɔ homaden anaasɛ continent pɛ ɛna nso wobɔ homaden ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ ntiwei ɛne nsɛm a ɛno nso ɛkɔɔ so ɛwɔ the Black Satellite of Ghana ɛno nso no yɛka ho nsɛm ɛnso ɛde ɛma o yɛnkɔ ɛyɛ Ghana referee a ɔno nso de din ɛnso ɛde Patricia ɛyɛ kyerɛ a wonim sɛ ɛba ababaawa wei ɔno nso nakakye a wonim sɛ ɛyɛ ɛma no ɛyɛ Women's African Cup of Nations ɛbɛba so ɛnso ɛwɔ Morocco a ɛno ɛba so ɛwɔ May 24th no so yɛhwɛ nim sɛ bibia ɛnso ɛbɛkɔ sie na ɛyɛ African Cup of Nations a ɛno nso no ɛbɛtumi aba so ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Egypt Cairo mbɔntere so no yɛhwɛ nim sɛ ɛno nso no bibia ɛnso ɛbɛkɔ sie a Ghana ni a ɔno so ne din ɛde Patricia Ayakyerɛ a ɔno nso mpanimfoɔ apa no sɛ ɔmbra na ɛno nso no preparation courses a ɔmo yɛ ɛwɔ Egypt no ɔnhwɛ anim na no nso no ɔntumi ɛnkɔ yɛ bi na ɔnhwɛ anim sɛ ɔmo to ɔbɛtumi anya qualification na nso ɔbɛtumi accept no sɛ ɛyɛ AFCON a ɛbɛtumi aba so ɛwɔ ɛma no dim ɛwɔ Morocco no ɔno nso ɔbɛtumi akɔ na bibia nso akɔ so yɛ wɔtumi akɔte Ghana anim nso ɔha na meka mo sɛ ɛyɛ African Cup of Nations ɛma no deɛ no a ɛbɛba so no ɛba so ɛwɔ Morocco from July ɛyɛ 5th to July 26th ɛno ɛyɛ mmerɛ a ɛma no AFCON no ɛbɛtumi aba so no meka mo sɛ Ghana ya qualify a yɛkɔ bi dada na isi amino kasa deɛ coach Kim Las was starting preparation a ɔne ɛma no ɛnso ɔne ɛyɛ home based players no ɛne ɔmo ɛwɔ pram Ghana Soccer of Excellence ɛhɔ ɛna ɔmo sisi a ɔmo hwɛ anim sɛ ɔno nso no ɔbɛtumi anya enough preparation na home based players no nso no wɔtumi aselect bi na ɔne ɔmo aka ɛyɛ players a ɔmo si ɔmo akan enso amono no ho na wahwe nim so no so no ometumi akwoti Ghana nim enso WAF corner eno so no ebetumi abaso Morocco na etiri si am no ka say Ghana ni referee a idin e de Patricia ayechira mpenifo afa ne se omra na preparation courses omo ye e de ama referees say WAF corner ebetumi abaso Morocco no ono so emra no metumi entake part na say final preparation omo wie bibia na wahwe nim so metumi select no say onko the final referees omo form say onko the games no enso WAF corner dia entino we big congratulations eko e de ama Ghana and Patricia ayechira say ono so no no say onko nonko say referees omeko WAFCON 2025 WAFCON abebaso Morocco no enso otumi akoti Ghana nim enso ho yemfiri ho na yanko Kelvin Osiasibe ono a heart of folk player abrante no de nsam kakra atudwa efa games a bono sanso and a Ghana Premier League table no how I no so no esitia no abrante no enso e de nsam kakra atudwa enso e de afa on yokai na ne say o say despite say team no city in sixth place no omuhwe nim say bia na Ghana Premier League no match esan say Nations FC ni bebia heart of folk dano there o say mu bia nwasa ha na games aka ne there obetumi aye wa do betumi age yentie nsem a Kevin Asibede tuja.
We are playing is like a marathon. Until you finish on the finish line, you don't have to give up. So the last game, that is where we are going to see who wins the league. So until it is not over, we are not done. We keep fighting for the title. Anything can happen. So we are looking for the title. If it comes at our way, we accept it. If it didn't, it's part of the, So in anything, we give everything to the Almighty God.
Kevin say if it comes our way, we accept it. If it didn't, we don't accept it. And no, Kevin Asibe, no saying sama. Or the atujo no share him say heart of folk. And so no bet me in a good place at Dana so Meko Africa. But Africa and the me advice I really want to say betting into no mamonko. Won't try so Meko. And no heart of folk. And so I catch ya the Bramo. Young Carbon and no see to me a coso. Now yes, sorry, so the only send games kakra. To me a basso, I call the English Premier League in Mudia, Crystal Palace, on Nottingham Forest, to me about 1-1 draw Sanso, and I call the Italian Syrian Musudia, Genoa, or Tinafia, Emma AC Milan, Ebon, Caminoa, and also to me a team back with the Spanish La Liga, and also no Girona, Tinafia, Echi Mayoka, Ebon Cabaqua, almost no omen to me ante, but and that UEFA Champions League games now, a Basso and then Inter Milan versus FC Barcelona. And also game no Basso Italy abonte so a game na Basso no first leg Basso 1-1 3-3 draw and no first leg game a Basso no results to me buy no aggregator omo de call and game no tende omo hwe nim say game na Basso no de nyoma be sisi esan say Inter players no omo ken na say and omo give us 200% game na Basso no 200% and omo hwe nim so no be share game no esan say almost say Omako finals. Last time Kromoko Yamuntumi the last 2 years. Only Man City Echo ya Man City. Omo the last minute go be to me a show more. Omo to me Angie a games and I say omo to me Angie trophy no. But this time around omo share him say bibia be kosie na bibia be kosie no omo share him so be Barcelona. No mo say omo share Barcelona dia. Paris Saint-Germain e be fo amomo no matumi ahye omo nti wey ene ensema and also e so e wo Inter Milan Barcelona so they atudwa say ende omo pese omo je treble and omo pese omo je this season and no omo aim for the 2024-2025 season into omo age the Copa del Rey La Liga and so kakra no ma je so na so the Champions League akadom and omo hwe nim so be share Inter Milan no say Inter Milan pe ayefo amomo Paris Saint-Germain betray from so say eno somebody so so the UEFA Champions League 8 p.m. and I say 7 p.m. game no and so ebetumi abaso no yeka the UEFA Champions League no now yen call Liverpool and so akache you never walk alone you see the brand here no so no from academy was start if your school academy what's na Liverpool watch Japan Trent Alexander-Arnold and Dra officially or the announcement by say or say after the season we no free in Liverpool but Steam Bank and Echo and Real Madrid and Trent Alexander-Arnold Oko and no announcement now or the buy the year share and some or the 2 years.
The 20 years at Liverpool Football Club, I'll be leaving at the end of the season. I think the decision for me is personal. to change environment, to challenge myself elsewhere. It's not about wanting to find something better. It's about me and my personal journey as a player, and I feel like now is the right time for me to go and experience that. People won't be happy with the decision, but it's something that I feel like I need to do on my journey and my career.
It's Alexander-Arnold! Oh, what a moment! The teenager!
The times that I've had here, the memories, the special moments are and will always be some of the best moments I'll have in my life, and memories that will live with me forever. And I'm eternally grateful to everyone who's helped me along the way. Being able to sit here now as a two-time Premier League champion for the club that I grew up loving, it's a great end to the story for me.
Now Alexander-Arnold! And he scored!
And you know where Trent Alexander-Arnold is here, dear Liverpool for they are working alone. Ow. Trent Alexander-Arnold oba Liverpool 20 years in here to not starting the football and a branch na all Liverpool am academy school ni bibia wa fani nyiremu waje Champions League ama team no sanso and waje the championship the English Premier League no and so waje mienu e dia mom na sisi ade o contract no sign biom okọ Real Madrid na Real Madrid no okọ no opese no omobo club World Cup entino say the English Premier League no last game no ekọ wie pe ofiri wo na okopie mu e wo Madrid month so it was Spain. Now when him said January, Real Madrid had 20 million euros. And he said, Anka Liverpool injured Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Liverpool say Monday. Now mo pesa Brandon sign new contract. Brandon say on sign it. It's officially one signing contract. Real Madrid is already 20 million echo in their Brandon. Say contract non signing beyond the official announcement and drop or the buy says is here will free Liverpool at the end of the season. And so officially, although say on your Real Madrid player there, but me to me I confirm me say Trent Alexander-Arnold or call Real Madrid and so now young colleagues United are catching and sorry so when him say omaje a promotion now the English Premier League now Andra celebration can see of course our least and bond this so our United Kingdom no and I say UK no enya grow now Leeds United fans and then say to into your sorry so
one of the best days of my life, mate, honestly. We were there during obviously when we got promoted during lockdown and obviously we weren't able to do something like this, but still just one of them days you're never going to forget. You know, I've got my brother here I've taken him to his first Premier League game the first time we went up, and now he gets to experience this with me as well.
Today is absolutely brilliant. Obviously 2020 when we were crowned champions and we couldn't celebrate, it's just wasn't the same. I was doing it in my front room when Huddersfield scored that winner. Being here today is just a completely different atmosphere. It's brilliant. I can bring my boy as well. Couldn't do that last time, so yeah, it's amazing.
Means everything. Means the world. Till the world stopped going round. Oh, couldn't get anywhere last time. I'm so happy.
Just be Elsa, wasn't it? Just being all modest, but no, none of this. This is brilliant. Yeah.
Never in doubt, mate. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. The whole season, brilliant.
The English Premier League in 2025-2026 season, you be on the English Premier League. Now, when him say, I'm call a championship, 100 points, and I'm the any promotion. I call the English Premier League. Sanso and a Bentley, and so to me, 100 points. Now, I'm on this, so no, or some more playoff. Now, I'm to me, Bako any promotion. I call the English Premier League. Now, playoff na Basso, our championship. No, Sheffield United, I'm the Bristol City, Sanso and a Sunderland, and so any Coventry, way, and I'm more sharing him say, teams are betting me a qualifier. No, now, Wako, a Wembley, now finals, no, to me, also, our championship. Now, finals, no, wow, budget, a championship finals, no, also bet to me, and promotion. Akoka, a Leeds United, any Bentley home. Now, to me about the 2025-2026, English Premier League season, no, Yamran will be able to know, or say, a good year and 7 year, not Piesie Okrah, a Dwaboase, so at the my producers, Roger Emmanuel, the sports monarch, and a Kojo. Fosu found so I mean in seminal Ebrem Dino a boat Taylor ye try ho ye ba Dwabo to us their mind.
If I shall be an shot your bag.
Brade, and not so good.
Not tell me about Michelle and see about Queen Wayne and say.
Grass, said your time about Misha, as your Jimmy fearful, and Yadia about ever so.
Really, no, this is offending now.
Grass, and make us a the time about Misha Huadansia, we are singing now about Timinka, 87 malaria, what run the time about Misha.
And you go, dear, no more to want to meet any deal. What run the time about Misha? A drink and your ma or bar waffle through, dear Wama Padano for, any Aquada when you fear to me, and son of the time about Mr. Drabino. Shasawako Hospital and answer lab, I'm what who said, oh, a 3-day malaria be answer.
Kayo, time near TIME. Time about Misha. I feel malaria fever be than is Ziba, a woman, a trap. Ubenya be at all, over the counter medicine sellers, and the herbal shop to do a name. FDA Aji a judging Kratway at all.
Missy Menanum, a group passa, I've been brought to be doing.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, a room maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend.
Hey, woman,
remember, I don't think I'm catching or say, Yano Medi garlic capsules. Posun, a basis so come on. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well.
Medi garlic
capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medimosis garlic capsules. What Mamoja dini paduanimu efrusani ye na esiesie oba ne barima mahona awodin. Ubenya edroyi bi ato omanyimu pharmacy store frey wo 050-349-4885. Edroyi enye mamofra enye ndi mfie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis wunni how FDA ajidwe di nkra tuyi ato.
Convictia no. Mene kunu ewari wo odro ene asumdue kwanso. Yawa we na chi no. Mene kwachu ba hotel pop pebi say be sepeyo.
What? A team from Okrah na maye.
Bibia wo nyankopon sem.
Ekoba ne sa me kunu antina se.
Edro botum wajo eye edet SM bitters.
Wah. Eni gia befi. We na me de yem Bible. Edek SM bitters. Timase mama me.
Sa wa warrior mu enije bewie wo paya. Na sa wumpom agrodie ebeye akwana.
Na ye kamfo Edek SM bitters.
Mrs. Wa oyem yo nyina monno me no. Okọ one time. Edek SM bitters. Where dia mama.
Hey, oba wa fa yefunu. Ene oba oma ne ba enufu enumbi. Wo ye bema na wonye 18 na wontumi enum. FDA adi edwadie nkatoi.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to Auto Check Vehicle Diagnostic and Licensing Center.
I hear my car can be checked here without going to Okrah.
Sure.
Emission, check.
Alignment, check.
Brakes, check. Visit Auto Checks at Koforodia Aquadum Road for the roadworthiness of your vehicle, from saloon cars to heavy-duty industrial vehicles. Madam, your car is now ready for the road.
Thank you so much. Auto Checks. Check.
Auto checks. Your safety, our priority.
Check, auto checks.
Abusuafo ya ba munyina kwa badeba Dwaboase dwumadi so e wo Power 97.9 afa TVXYZ so e na no pa ya tena si de oman yi ensama edika ena e ba betena se na ya ka enki obrempon e minua be ma wa ba be ka me ho wo fidua ma se obrempon akwa ba
mejo so pese adwuma no ahyase
wo so wa pompom fi
me nsane de nwa kwara sa ato ho ese me no ma se ya on se me ba no me di mi nche mu re mi fa me nsan to ho ahotoni omanyi mu ajo
sao enye na enu abafo ye demonstration ya wo mo e ka se omanyi ne man koyi
38.2 for no na say no man timi enya 10% of omo eto abama omo kura 2024 na ni
1% kwa omanyi
enu ni pe di omo echi omo nu 380
sa
omo bedu yankan ye omo sisimu mantwa se kura sedan Ghana fo ani abreu ana sabre ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wapau eye code of conduct edi waka wodin siseye ne emra enema odiegu wo se wo ye ne appointee a sade ne manye bi da ebi si da Ghana ha mampani bi anye bi sei da waye bi dia na oye de shedem His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the first president of the republic as sabre watimi apau code of conduct nwadi
Ebase ebia president award code of conduct aba wapa ho toma amagana fo nyina Fourth Republic de yenhu bi da ye John Mahama na ye bia no chief of staff kasai e wo dwumadi no ase won no sa papa no wo ono okasa nwa dem so no udi semhunu waso be hye
ba we mama kaya sembi obi bisa the former president George before say your excellency ase wo jododo ana osere kakron se ni minimum so wa hu nso hia afani pada
nso se fani pada da bia nso enyu ene fani pada
ko na da ho yurudu
to ma
sana chief of staff otie
me say wakasa boko ba wudi semhunu na onya tro letter
onfen chawda
say asakew
onfen chaw
oko jomama ho jomama be ka to say Julius no wanya tro the letter ni there wanya tro
wie. He is the chief of staff of the Republic of Ghana.
Of course.
Na ansa no betu sa na monwe no. No ni me oye.
Wono ne fa eye empanyifo a wo som e wa aban mu. Nti aban we aba no. Nipa bi a wo som wa aban mu se CEO, se MDO, se your friend say your friend say omo kan say Director General. Omo nyina.
Ono hweso.
Ono ene form nti wudi semhunu pe na okofia onya tro letter na oboa obekọ
niema pa we aba eno a no pe ye ba bedi hu nkomo
akufo ado a waka se wono corruption eni na fam wanye bi
dabi wantimi ameda code of conduct bi adi nti na point no hwe de wo ma mismanage economy no every sector in this country under na dankwa akufo ado eni alaji ba omi adeka every sector dan na me ka se public toilet ni bi ho kro musika se man kwa assembly ni ye every sector under Nana Dankwa Fado.
This Kenya funya.
For the past 8 years, Edeka wo my Ghana ha. Edeka poto. Enti usha sa code of conduct here. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Babai. What the be cheche nema mebere o se conflict of interest. Womo ede ebusuafo ehye womo niemem adwumam ne ye sign contract ahodo ede ma ebusuafo no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say ma ebinsi ewo na aban yi mu
ena enro amanfo koye demo na wo mpeso mo chese jo mama mamu nkoyie ne sa ne manema no mayenkwa homa no so sesia na yembra lawyer Evans Amankwa dodo na friend fa asem che wa homa no so ma mene ne entwetwe enkomo meranim ni Evans Amankwa memo achema akwa aba ediba Dwaboase dwumadi so TVXYZ na Power 97.9 FM so. Hello council. one temenka Desmond Beme waha na yenhwe se yensa ebeka lawyer Evans Amankwa na yene no abo enkomo enso ewa na enro ademu na ekoso no yebeba code of conduct so and the biggest conversation but the my starting free demo no after you mark the statement about my front to screen so now more one more TV no entumi enkinkan bi a wo kire mu say amount for the violence being a police for atete wo ma brabo den incident at Parliament House during the Save the Judiciary demonstration. I said rights okay. I write to strongly condemn the reprehensible and disgraceful act of violence perpetrated against me by uniformed police officer Constable Forsen at the entrance of Parliament House during today's peaceful and highly successful Save the Judiciary demonstration. Okay, now I say ni na person chese police ni no edi kan bibi editiano but yakwa ko bisa say na se police ni kra popia wo na wampia wo yi a
wasa won so umbo no
ese wo no because
as a member of parliament.
No, not even as a member of parliament,
yes, yes.
As the minority leader.
Yes.
Awu ye penyin. Oko parliament wa obi aye MP o ba MP no ntichemu wom ebi mu wo post etu omo wo post no wono mu wo soro e chen wo bi a wo ye MP keke a wo ni post
na se utie na u read in a statement ba na o describe how ade enti ono so bo police ni bia wo besere what dey make ko na police ni se de oso wa no no bo no ekọ na koma ho na efi na koma ho no na nani subiri no opopo ana omode ne ko twere ban na omode ne twere ban na national service bi be man nsuo no ye can boost this is
a premier macro a dramatic sound I don't know tesa
masa
ewa video yenyina ye hu bi time a wato ne nsabo police ni no video no ye hu bi that time na nani subiri no
afenyo fa ne video mra say police ni ye hu se wa bo police ni no ono nso ni video a police ni ne bo no
okohwehwemra
na nani subiri na na nan popo okotwere dan ya ye bere ni nsuo mo no ya sa na ne ho to no o ma ese video ni ye mo ne ayi ahwefo nyina hwe video ni nie ya nhwemra afenyo na suspect ya no wa bo no no he wabesa bobiem kura
Ralph Monsan komati kakra na
na kese police ni nsa wo hefa a woto de agba afenyo
afenyo se wo shade hey wabo police ni na oye told chese o person oye bibia na se o person okodem a
police fo atro krata e dey am speaker of parliament
yes
right honorable Kingsford Bagman Bagman wama churama no waba homa no so
yeah
kwati free
my uncle lawyer Evans say amankwa ewa homa no so fasam che mache
ya no dey Piesie na what to say
nyame adom se bibia bokọ de
nyango pa adom no ye fa
ya da nyame ase no demonstration e course wo mo MPP foi person mo kire say Okrah John Dramani Mahama want to tuniema ye na Chief Justice awofa Ghana emre kunin so a suspending no se won tranche na yenye na se mu hwehwemu wo mo se wasai eye judicial service no e wo krom ha ana o man yi mu ha na emom na na adudan kwakufu ado a parliamentary candidate wo MPP mu a wode no koye Supreme Court judge no wo mo se ya no de na enye bone
eni ade kan da se na mechia watifu mechia ndi for Ghana for especially NDC for Asante Mantam.
Okay.
I say on say yes surround upon na the Ghana home komo na sorry kofa MPP for said the omoniema omo ye ebe mo na me raho. If that and raho say on say adia MPP for MPC ni MPP for na ye kira say omo court no mo parke na mo fi se boni omo ni tiri mo di Ghana for no on betimi afọ mo di nje na the bibi course of Ghana concerning a chief justice omo yam hihye omo ade omo ye nyina asem no pakope because the why na say judiciary Ghana wana say judiciary na kufado Ghana obi na kufado say judiciary we ya na am a group baby no judiciary we judge ko na tia asem so a obi yet you from the presidency. Now you mount direction and instructions. Examples be brave. In the common nearty. I mean, in fact, many a lawyer and say, I'm a broom here to actually. Yeah, well, criminal precedents are criminal prosecution, so be judge be at a criminal case. Not in the course of that case, you transfer judge now. You will be a friend of de novo. You start the case de novo. Judge for you over the case nothing. Then here and Ranama clients and as a criminal case, who would hear some no a son of the Jefa. And we had a command judgment. Because if you had the Nipa chronic and no, and yes, I want to bet my day at the Akasa. It's a criminal case in Dia my Mubiano, that you judge if you are open. And then come one Dr. Punikis, justice are not here one high court. A transfer judge and all tickets to a big justice are not the transfer or send your million certificate in football. Another most friend because the money is a case to be delayed. And the justice are not to say, Tadia, ne intimate because a number. And a procedure, I don't know, it be any young transfer and go back to the I don't know what you come. What are they talking about? Again, I didn't know more canoe. And near Mana Air Cosono, not you John Dramani Mamma Mampeni, not all home. And the Chief Justice, I brought not to court to police me or yet. It's Yami. Then I some court. You brought some you know, and near my yacht be your course what say, or yet, a senior lawyer and senior police officer. No, the case, but I say back quarter. Not all pay, the no present court in the yard. Upon the many chief justice, we don't have so because I'm or stabbing to know all that the engine. I'm not you on the money, mamma. No, order. Ask them near two room on a course. I didn't want to petition. I must see and can too. Oh, yes, sir. MPP phone come on two. Na Judimune Katash. Kankane Proya, one did o mine. Yenye quine, yen prosecute me, and no my am because no fees on my packet court and take one, the any baby. Ah, I'm one your modino, you bet me a prosecute you. It is the chief justice if you are no more yamashomo. Can you say that? How to say? Constitution, no, Obia, you see, including the president. Your man, who constitutional. I say, if you fire to Abama, a young man in the crown, so you have been in your quiet for so you free home.
Yes.
And the other Chief Justice, Obiacho petition, I take one process, which says the two petitioner. I was here to come council of this. Yep, Mampania follows Sanya Manina. Now, I'm sorry, so quiet demonstration. And that time, and another night, Gokubado, everything is poor. We shall not know, and not independent of the electoral commissioner, and no of that time, Zambia, or your nephew, your my mother. The president, no be this to be identity. Wow, then, who is there? It's a monk. I'm a demonstration of my and so we had demonstrations on Mampeni, Don Dramani Mama, it's still say Jata. What to be a war? And that's what I got and that's what I'm from Rapan, the Chief Justice. Yeah, Yanka, any interest here. Because Mampeni Don Dramani Mama, he's not about the law. And you know, Mumra, and the Indian Mamma did not begin also Mampeni, no, Muso. How can you bush getting in a sorry because young people will be a Mumra, and another one. Now, giving guys who are to now say, you Chief Justice, one just here. Name me there. Obi Kapasona, that's Sebi, me in Asobia. Because I hear of a kind when you are so, and don't hear the DHC. A rule of law, and anymore. It is a bit chair and Giaka. Now the Bibian chair now say, you know, judiciary, no, now, temper the judiciary. No more your judiciary, no, you can't hear the Baha. It is not cancer. Almost a normal cannot. Odi have demonstration anymore. Not only and now the term of file processes in relation to LGBTQ. Yeah, that I do anyone on the time. I am on data on all Friday or Friday at once for Friday. There is a thing called common transit here. It's here at 12 no Friday, 2 p.m. near assembly judges, some got like it. No, any that no. And no, there no problem here. Who follow case that you see, we be filing injunction against the process of the issue. Here the date not the process maybe. And only any chroma. And no side judiciary, and yet side judiciary, and near to
Eti no betumi amounted to say yakase say Chief Justice say wo ye na dwuma na say bibi ankoyi a ye betumi ayi na free on grounds of incompetence. Wo betumi akase sa na ma na amount to incompetence ana. Hello counsel. Lawyer Ivan Sabankwa on temenka eti lawyer Ivan Sabankwa no yenhwe na yensan enfriend biom na bibisa ne say nti sa na no te say EC4 case for instance ye Santro Kofi akpafo no lolobi foi asemi wo mo kwa akoto aba de achia mo ma akoto aba na EC de krata aba say presidential elections ne dem betumi ato ba ye mre mo krata mbeto ama mra hye bedwani afiri say ya chem ama sa abre no muntumi nyo obi ama ni nyere mu semra hye bedwani for 4 years Santro Kofi akpafo eni lolobi ni likpefo etena ase na wo mu ni parliament your friends MP eti ano no betumi amount se sa asem no nko po betumi ama ebi a Chief Justice yakasa wo incompetence because asem no ba court I say Ghana ha eni ho kwan se ye ma obi eyetimamufo bi tena ba bi abra wo mu nyamra hye bedwani for 4 years lawyer san ba o man so mamenko lawyer me san ma akwa ba biom na me bisa o say sa court cases na wo kan ho asem na wo ka say case ni bi wo ha ye ba issue na ye ba be discuss no court no be kwa kwotena so no na face a issue no kura twem to say easy for ade ya wo kan na solve for asem ya ye kan ho asem se sie eno betumi amount to say Chief Justice no yes, betumi on grounds of incompetence and no betumi amount to incompetence ana.
Of course. A whole constituency. I walk down her. Which we class in 9. I'm okay about court 1 class. I'm representative. Because you got 12 annual. Obi I just obi be winning. I'm a representative of parliament. I'm a baby to be numbered, you know. Which we class. I mean, how can I do this? Wouldn't say some way to the member court. You see, when Manika Samson, when a process is filed in court, not the essence of the process, no, the one a baby be a friend no good clear. I just say, pass them on why I'm for is that mamma, yeah, can't ask him what them. The injunction to about 2 as we so. Because that's one what I want to so by the time. You be just some baby. You cannot direct now. Oh, see, I'm interested in myself. I see them in the no man. Man, come on, you know. You some baby. No, see that we. No, see that we are. And then I say now some number about cotton for so many days. A basso. It will fat about us no one. Now that is independent. Go see that and ask some questions. What you are. It will be the Asama court. Master of the Bible say easy 4 yard here. It moves at 1 2 also because I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Not a date in our best master, but one year, I was a brass, and then I'm at the Kudian Jam and Bao Supreme Court. No, that is again, no, and competence benefits are the way. And it's the home one, what are the young competence and the home one? And it's the home one benefits are the way. We're a trouble incompetent. Anyway, a trouble incompetence. So when it down, was there at the Kudian Jam and Bao Nim, every sicky redress, no. That you understand. Which year? But when you put on the catcher the own presso. Remember, mom data, no, what they share, no, data, member no, not call at the Kudian about no, never so be any no. Again, after no. And everybody, and before that, come work on 1 or 2. I'm not come 1 or 2 men who said, anything wrong. I'm money, a call Modia, so the moment a coach Yamodia, Monsieur, Chief Justice, I was on the piano, and the Chief Justice, Modia. Chief Justice, no, or MP before a year, who organizer, I'm not saying.
Almost your more Ghana democracy home buying. Almost your more Ghana democracy home buying a Chief Justice and who crimes are buying be bar. Ye be Chief Justice if you ho as a bad president.
The part of Georgina Wood, and 1.5 point, you know. Georgina Wood, I had this for now, you know.
Dabi.
And yes, this is for now, point, Georgina Wood.
Anne, go for.
Yeah, by President, no, next President, your mama by no money, 9 years, Jumana.
Woman in the Juma.
Every year, no.
Dabi. Okrah retirement. Dabi.
If you hadn't done what you did, you now say. 1% obedience. That is what Chief Justice position, possess to the extent that your baby is bringing in. Is that what they are telling us in this country?
It's office MPP for one interest pan DNT. One BTS Monteneswa, one bias at demonstration way. I'm a Ghana for I say, a DNA na ye Chief Justice a few Ghana for no Tiasi and Tiasi.
Mania, my candidate from the Tiasi of this program. I'm interested in Akope.
Another day.
Eta second kind of poya MPP abai me Juma MPP abai edi be Ghana for enfiem otwe twemu ene omampani Gamani mama ebra no ye candidate na oba pro share Ghana for boss Ghana die dia obi awie boni obi adie ene corruption obi aye bia no me John Dramani mama mo ma me kwama mpema ade ni na no me make sure that Ghana die dia bia meje obi nso wodi boni dia na e ka say ya twena so no omo ya ma se omo because omo pa ke court no hye niema that niema we ya hye nyina na only case go akokota e go si hwe e di Chief Justice no wo dia dia ka nyina e ya homa wo ucha dia ya ka nyina e ya homa e do mu se di Chief Justice tu o se any asemato yen e ti ene e o si dia o wi ase dia but the show most of the money negotiaga. A almost press work at demonstration, and demonstration na more no. Among criminals, but a number of Mampeni, Dramani, Mama, and Maria Jumanti. No mamma come demonstrating here. Who do petition or classes? Don't petition a cancer, a mind in an animal. It may a Mampeni, Dramani, Mama, dear, oh, yeah, I am a then say what the constitution there, Juma. Committee near asset no. But you know, Mamma and some normal say, Mamma and some no, a pass moon to Yemen and Town, Momana.
But so share a year Amamrana, say, Bibisa, Sinas and Mampeni at the Ma Council of State. Ni Bibia will be fat a drain one Juanas and a mubia obetu at the Afan discretionary. And a discretionary, not sank a Mampeni, but to make Jana man our office.
Now it's discretionary. That discretionary, no. One man penny, no, the man penny, and indeed, people. One on the discretionary go and says, I am on one who was I call back to the Council of State. Who put up the man and money and suspended. How many I get to there with the assumption of only 1 year suspended? And what is the point? What is it? Council of State no more advise the president.
Yeah.
Before. I know didn't put on the edge, man. But yeah, that discretionary, and no, study. No, there you are. The second part of 2 hours, you did justices of the High Court cases called on. One suspended woman, and no get money back. No, Ghana for. I'm the you are some man to committee and you must have me in Indiana. And that's report that case justice is before at the show Monquan. I'm going to Ghana for. I'm going to know I don't know. I'm a person say, I could see the year. Name me for Papadia any year. I don't know whether selective justice. And no na MPP for ya e wuro omua omwan na ehu se edre ye ninka so e jade bia wo ye bia no hwene
na uyo demonstration e call so na ade ya nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ kɔ cover ye ndra Ghana ba bia utie news aye demonstration ya na ye ka empenti bad picture bi mfa ma aban se aban we vindictive and be a Chief Justice and said I'm Pedro Mahama some no buy no open kwa biso to know. Hello, Council. We free home so well now come my last question on me bisano and no because akwa say no in central for bebre cover nti am 40 o mo man so no mo ntensam na se a anhwe e bekwa kwa to say Ghana ban no wo mpa tentene na wo ba ye of course ya hu picture bi a program bi a ye John Dramani ma koya na wo kasa Chief Justice eni bi a no de hwe no ne ade e bekwa kwa to say oh Chief Justice Pedro Mahama sem na wo ba ye no Okrah Ghana tumi nyina nti no na wo pe kwan bi so e de atu no so wo dem tro no aha nti na nka mpese me bi san say nti NDC fo wo mo tena se a wo mo edwen sa ade no ho ena afi so abonten so aman ahodo so wo ma wo mo read news no say John Mahama to Chief Justice my nam so ma opposition party the biggest opposition a party a Ghana ha aye demonstration etia mampanyi yeah so eno na nam kampese
Piesie unim akasa no osambo Justice Georgina Chodura Udin say time Atamas the former lay president ebe fa akonwa no otu na oyinadi wanyinadi womo to aso ne ye adwuma e say na onye bibibia esese ye yinadi
nti okọ retirement na yesan yi foforo
what the make ajona say kwate ne bra lawyer about
ma men call lawyer hobium lawyer me sama akwa ba we nkafra say ahoma no ete koe question na me bisa on say demonstration ye ba ye na manfo nam krom na afanyo mark na kobo ho so tro ma ehu news aye hwanyan no amanfo aman so ne Ghana phobia woman tantie news woman hu ni say ya empenti picture boni bi mfa ma ban foforo ya wabai
dabi empenti picture boni bi ya de tie de say ehia ne say nkechemu a ennem no mi gina wadaro ma oma me platform kakraka de say o platform ya ye kasa osi obi a o ye badwuma bi a o Ghana bia etie sa asam ya ye chechemi oboku say adia ekoso no eye na kwan so na ekoso yewura ejekum do na ejekum kufo yewura omampani wonya ne baby Rollins na appoint ya farjan
yeah
yisi obaye no farjan na bobo aba ema electoral commission of ma yewura kufo man be president in the year 2000 obaye woni no ye adwuma ma kopim so do no ne brefra be ma efri abem anane boa
yeah sa pepepe ne tie
but omampani anado dan kwa kufuado omampani dada wonya ne baby wotem eba ya no sisalo to so ya oba baba na obi na firi ho ye kan wi asen nyina oyi anane boa
oyi no ai omo di petition buy kra na ye ni mo bepem ne ye ni mo cho petition no
and ye said wo na utwato a o se ne etwamene bia wo so ya na etwamene bia no wo so ya na but we there Miniam, all that you do, I can't mention you. Oh, my.
Able to say,
yes, police was higher lawyer, kill you, police was higher lawyer. I got that as what I cried. I saw toy and you put for the document. And all the other, but office there, quite on the Nafason yet, Papa, or lose about the court. I'm a master lose, yeah. Now, Sebi, a feature, a wabu from him. Na lusawia ediane adapacha wo kame na wo twama adapana no se me no wonya adwene a wo se ya nchi ntum na en public da be ne chese ade we wo di tumi kakra obi apone ama no e di ewura nipa because no come to be nipa too and this petition na nipa to e no we saying that we should discard it in that case I will say that the traveling of two coins and misuse of money car and then a call committee and the two will say and no dear I am from so and the man of one test as a card and not just and no Mobianca once a man. So maybe I would do said the Sika I can tell you this Sunday when I will bet me do so and yet they now call for money car and they call any official travel no would do back another who do two choir would do money car headache. All these things are there. I will say that we should talk about it. I was thinking, say, let us condemn the Hawaiian. Name of name stress. Only the idea from so on. It is from so on. No, why, yeah. Penny Beya, Yaman yourself no big dinner and naso pinto. You wouldn't say, yeah, oh, yeah, the bit me can be a young function and no casa, no bit me. Okay. But I don't know, I had the idea. Man penny bit here another own chini and the yes, the whole show man penny say, Chinchilla, and Diana or Yana or Dimra, Jumano, old Casudia. Then I disagree with you. Then you are condoling and conniving with the wrongs that has been perpetrated against some people in the society in the past years. Chief Justice, a better transaction. In never be our year, you shoot money, what in your market, case. Friday, Supreme Court in France, Obia organ hygiene, Obia lawyer again. Supreme Court does not sit on Friday. And what in your market, no case 12 on Friday, 12 noon on Friday. So, yeah, five Supreme Court judges, someone crown cases. And you think that is not wrong? You will be filing case. A better sabre, you know, case in the Crown, Yentie. Double level, a filing case of Supreme Court. And the case, no one can say, I'm a lady, you want to compare you, you're winning the case. What are we talking about?
It's in your fine horse to born Chief Justice wrong.
What's it?
It's in your first born Chief Justice here, and they catcher is a one trend change.
And now, when out that the Supreme Court will now manage it, it's your court. You manage the court. Supreme Court, it is solely the responsibility of the Chief Justice. Won't be mandate. Won't be a shame. Our Supreme Court cases one that Supreme Chief Justice. You can do that over there. Because she manages the Supreme Court. The idea of the Supreme Court, the ANC, on the panel judges, on the on the Montana, or Caton Transit Saturday, Robert Matra. And she's only one of the government to born woman. I don't know, said this one model. I am of the opinion, sir. Obi a from Soyanka. Yeah, we are one is the what I say.
Yeah.
But if you are creating the impression that as if some man in a idea or target can be there, that is where I disagree with the MDT people. And I believe that Bonnie or Madin know or movies that the issue that is true or and then to my or more Matthias Abon one individual appointment.
Okay.
One individual appointment. The whole people are caught yes room. That's all man and
Eti den am pesa Ghana 40 years etiawa na yemfa enkomonisi.
Ye pesa Ghana 40 years nyina na se. Ghana mra eye adwuma. Ofiani wa obo anase ofosun Ghana mra. Eti ye mo Ghana fata se ebi no mampani John Dramani ma fum emra wo Ghana ha. Ye wa kwanya wo man kanzan ye ma mra kununu na ye constitution ni mu. The NPC president.
Yeah.
It's the Chief Justice, the Electoral Commission, the Speaker of Parliament, almost 30% had 3 arms of the government. No. The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And Sana, Yaba, the bodies of the independent Electoral Commission. And now, Shrag, was there not time enough of Mampenin John, the Mama or Mampenino? Yeah, not on play a petition against the strike. Chairperson, you're suspending the
yeah, only Richard Nyama.
Okay.
What and they are not on prayer and a Richard Nyama and I want petition my Penny Mahama at that time. And I want almost the same processes and a course where ye a yes right boss no a free. Lawyer Homana Santi Akubim, but I think we're making the point very clear. Lawyer Evans Amankwa Fasemche and Adona Eddie Efren or private legal practitioner was saying NDC ni and I would say no bo and common name I want the petition the coy no and some say na deputy chief of staff you're stand dog be edge petition no and some wakaye any my uncle be na yam fan tunes any na yan compare ne na MPP for one person wo portray e Ghana for any ne aban no so person wo portray e Ghana for me ko tie stand up with time wo petition no
whatever actions that are being taken now, whatever decisions that are being taken now as members is in line provisions of our 1992 Constitution. Indeed, before President Akufo-Addo left the presidency, he himself started a settlement where issues were brought to him about the chief justice and fed them to the constitutional state. And that is what President Mahama has done. It is not about retaliating on something that was done by the previous administration against President Mahama of the NDC. So the process that is ongoing is constitutional, and I do believe that if the committee that has been set, completes its work, whatever decisions that will be made, just as the Council of State's advice to the President was binding on him, it will be binding on him. I can assure you and the people of Ghana that we appreciate the fact that just as government, ensured that you went about your demonstration peacefully. There was one also last weekend, peacefully without any attempt at preventing you from expressing yourselves. We'll continue to allow for that peaceful expression of ourselves in this country.
Wey Yewra Standogbe, Deputy Chief of Staff, Ewo Omanpenyatan ye na wote ne nka no. Tini no person o kire ne se, mo constitutional rights. Amamra ne ma ho kwan. Eti mo de amonye. Mo aye na mo de abaye nso yate. Ye de be ma mampanyi. Ono so hwe mu a ne ono mampanyi no ne amamra ka ho asem no. Eno apepepe no be. Ma me nko ahoma no so sesia na mensamra. Yewra Jonathan Asante wo kire political analyst. Eba Emmanuel Sama waben ewo mpa wo kira de ewo University of Cape Coast ewo Ugwai wono ena ye no ebon kome opanyina Asante o kire ye ma cheba akwa ba de Dwaboase dwumede so ewo TVXYZ
power
Power FM na for TVXYZ yeah program no Power FM studios but assign live TVXYZ so
hey medin kan TVXYZ din ko
that be radio XYZ and on your mokasa higher Power FM
okay
Piesie nie onene kasa no de agawusu no radio XYZ
okay
and pay your flower tiawa Chief Justice yeah suspending no MPP for a demonstration. Almost say we protect Ghana democracy. Sana uno.
Almost protect
Ghana democracy. Ghana kabima min kabi amamo hunsem ena omo bon ho ban omo mpese aban bia the bad precedents bi ebeba na afi o chena bi aban bi nso ba no so abebi.
Okay. Yo mi da wase. Nka wani che wotie fo nyina anapai.
Ya joso.
Ya butaya papa ebinum baka se omu jina na mo aboy democracy no ho aban aya bata papa na omu edi sajuma bindum no enche bia na omu free abamu and we really saw what happened obisi your message is good but the one who is giving the message has track record into the ban sample for NTO because when him say I work on a do rather
sana uno
your man ha of course your man ha and the youth went on demonstration against Galamsey before the 2024 election that in itself is a protection of democracy and it goes even beyond that and no idea boy any ankasa existence by that demonstration. What happened to those people? And then
chichi bi mo kodem be 14 days na no so just amanfo bi so koye demonstration say ya chichi omo no say ye yi omo epie
yes so you see that this is double standard, double tongue, and they are not reliable. You see, in Tinwusha Sadiana, it took a new government to come and say, they are discontinuing.
Yeah.
who is protecting democracy now?
Tell me.
Assam demonstration at the Aban. If it is political, I see it as a political demonstration than a law or a democratic protection demonstration.
But of course, they are politicians. They belong to the MPP.
Mm-hmm. But you see, here is the situation now. Even in terms of the constitution or the law, penny and from crime. And it's a one person who do interpretation. I also say, Papa no, akwenya we no person wa ye, ade no person wa ye, no person wa ye. Enu nti no, se sadia, makani ni esie ni, maame no time no, is engaging in retaliatory politics. Eno nkoma. Ayam yaka kran so say, abi kakra mi di NDC communicators also who ya on say, and say government who ya on say.
Mhm.
Matiti si o mampeni apro here a candidate or ka say oba obeyi oba penin tokono e fa no ka asam. I want to see the tape because it is on the lips of the MPP communicators, apparatchiks, assigns, and their leaders.
Maybe follow mampeni campaign pa. But near me say you're John Mahama Kanye as a candidate or presidential candidate for the NDC then. Was say judiciary no asenke kan wa bi abam na wo ba wo beboa na atentene na adwuma na akoyie na akonanim.
There is certain agenda. It is general. It did not target anybody. At worst near Okrah ebinum so taking on was that NDC for a complaint say the MPP government president are participating with people who are MPP oriented. I don't even know who is called MPP or NDC. I don't believe in those things.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone can say, you people should also make it a point to get to the bench. So that you can what? Even the odds. Not it shouldn't only be in private practice. Also make it a point to rise to the bench. That was what the president, then candidate, said.
Yeah.
And you know, whoever those who are in charge of government, they should come out clearly and plainly to explain, because this is one of the issues that want to obfuscate the whole political environment, occasioning this particular demonstration. What you are saying. And you know, omotimi ada nkofo bi momadi omachi some conquest demonstration. But I think that Mr. Afenyamakins should also bear in mind that demonstration that is part of the resetting. That is part of the new agenda. That is part of the protection of the democracy. This is proper protection of democracy. And you know, I don't think it's a political, because Omampeni and from Kwambiaso. When you listen to Ansar Ansari, you listen to Pastor Omunina Ekase, constitutionally, the president is doing the right thing. So, Omamuha, and about the procurement breaches in the year. When we accuse our petitioners against her, when document was not made available to her, but a dude that is Tokonodian Chief Justice, suspended Chief Justice, she asked the president to let him have to be privy to who the petitioners were or who petitioned that case.
Yeah.
Or see a man 70. Someone penny or that remember Chandi.
Zaman pay the big can set to boss the
yes, to the point to say, the president wants to pass the judiciary to go for a third term. My goodness, such a warped logic, such a warped allegation, baseless. If this is a kind of leadership is going to provide for the MPP, and you're because I ask myself, into one a troll, script no reading, and also been a troll. And I said, did he read it thoroughly before he went out there to read? You have poisoned the environment, a constitutional procedure that is taking place. You have turned it into a partisan way. I say, say my mini case. To be frank with you, I say about penny case, and I wouldn't waste that for my late mother. What I said, I was or that means you. I wouldn't even waste that for her. And, you know, I think by and large, they are losing focus. They will have to have a rethink. Thank you, Toy. Aqua disunity talk. We've seen everything. So the cracks are real. But the thing is, they want to use this to resurrect their defunct political and I think that is just unprecedented. This was not a protection of any democracy. It is rather a political agenda that is trying to create a situation where people will lose focus on the fact that the Constitution is being adhered to by the president.
Do you hold the view, say, Amanfa one more case, Justice Tokono, as a now an MPP for no con nakrana, Entino, so that's your Chief Justice, Ebia, Sika, Amanfo Ria. I your mind sika no say say a prosecutor or mona said Justice Tokono na wa I'm sure one my cases nim koyi oni san krofo ne yadwen
a reasonable speculation. If it's a reasonable speculation there na abaya who position some of us say me beside that about me say can you really account to Ghanaians when we give you the mandate? Can you really investigate PDS? Of which now boom. Can you investigate Tor, the bus contaminate? Can you investigate this UTG disaster? Can you investigate the National Cathedral scandal? Can you? If all of this, you don't have the moral authority to do so, then it means that Ghanaians would not give you that mandate. So if you wanted accountability, or if we want accountability, then we have to look at the other side. Which Ghanaians voted much before President Mahama. So that accountability may be here. And you see, it is not as if you say, would you be court could deep the point is that the environment should be freely and fairly protected and be transparent. So that we share the style of the Attorney General now. And to myself won't do court. Either say you will go for settlement. And that's who we are, Yaboka, what Tracy can also. When they either they will see your assets and those things. So we will say no, what from?
Okay.
Let us go for settlement. It is there. So that your punishment will be reduced. And then the country will be the main beneficiary.
Yeah.
We need these things. What you say. And then the code of conduct and within that, none of his appointees is flying first class. And she said, now one can say, that will not be borne by the state. You will pay it by yourself.
But opegi say ensem no waka ni nyina na mayefa wonsi ha na emerepam bibia so kire yadwen a onim amanyo nsemu a onim amambo mu nsemu yi de yebesa aba won chen biom Dr. Jonathan Asante Oche Oze
Mr. Cross na ba na eba interview right
Mate Koswana sum Ghana minus na munti na eja amamu yi wonsam ekoye Dr. Jonathan Asante Oche and our ten kano were political analyst wachira de we University of Cape Coast ona Justice Tokono asem ya eba yi eni hu demo yi ene no abo ho komo a wachira na adwen na o kirem say mampanyin fom ye me take away main take away me fafiri mo and so eno no
Piesie say medical ka kire wodi da say ye nkrofo yi e ya adwene mu pom abo konongo kayafo wo mo anyo man ni yie na uba na obeye ni ye nso omo mpene da
na obun ye dede
petition no amade share stand ogbe nsa hwinim eye empty baseless petition and every say maybe say wo kasafidie so me say MPP ni lawyers omo de na lawyers de omo wo ba kokura enfa constitution no amamra na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ogina so na wo dia suspend her ladyship Justice Gertrude Tokunu
the money full name no Justice Gertrude Esaba Araba Saki Tokunu no womonfa emra bakope a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omampani Ghana ha wabuso ene mra no ebo abira
wagina so they are suspending no fembra from the constitution and bepem ne woman ntimi nyai and demonstration no empty baseless and ko ba bia Piesie they just want to amu tumfu tregu Ghana foni na enema pa ekoso e wasanke kan ho asem na ne ye ka demonstration asem
wo mo ko opposition na kra na chese sikadie basa no da so the Hawk newspaper edam menim ene anopai Charles Makati ye chawa anopai wona ye editor ohwe Hawk newspaper enim ho a wo say Michael Kwe committee na ye se wo mo kohwehwem kwan a wo mo fa so elusu abano ma men kan brofo no se no sie Okrah spent 6 million Ghana cedis to probe 38.2% loss. Wamo nam Ghana na mo kwa yenhwehwemu akwaje amanfo agwenkyere kwan a omfa solusu ye no eno kwa 6 million Ghana cedis ko. Enye sika wa o.
Me say aboa we o si otonsuo mu a ne ho na efo na ne ho nsensan ye e wo hoda
Krotwa mansa.
Krotwa mansa ho. Wo de ma ne tonsuo se ne ho na befo oye brepe na ye these people cannot and never change no be almost say Ghana for to abamom odo o ma report ana minim de ntia waso omkoda ase ba o se chenchena ntia e be ko thank you to omko na bo ha sha matase yes onim bo ha dade na animu enam akire enam
sekan
we ye bibi ma MPP ni no oba be da wase a oba tentokuem na ne ga se mie ofuno bo ha wono ho
za
dade e wono ho ye ni na Kennedy Japan achitafo ya wo back knife oba ntama Kennedy Japan says thank you to no watching wafrim so na ni ntimi mo ana o ntimi mo wo mo edi na chi nyina ho ban MPP amanyoko ya enti after the failed thank you to no mpo say ye thank you to if you say worry poto o kwada na say den wo yire jao o say me da me yira say we ja me ayi fa na asi Ghana fo jao wo ma pam wo ma gu anim ase wo ma ma a very disgraceful defeat ebi see that in the Fourth Republic was the bedawase u bedawase nso abo ha shawata so yoyon
amo wo ho sekan
akowo bi ho sekan
asemo
am enemre thank you to na fairly age gon atonsuom asai Ghana for nye ready so abo beji thank you bia the film wo eden yo abrabo pa na MPP bebo ya wo mo koda Ghana for ase abrabo pa bai National Cathedral $58 million ya wiadi
almost 700 million Ghana
yes ana your friend say $43 million ye fen kwache jigatem ana yi baomian tro ko twa say what is $12 million akoye Paulo Gudama on to blog Okrah to ho enu adai say ye nana dan kwakufu ado time ana omo ye demonstration yan kan na no pay awofo no bi o police station
awo mo kwa ko chesi omo ma
kokoko ene ko omo ma enu nana do na ye president ya ba bia ye ma kwan ama ayifuo ko duye afenyo marking wakobo police ni asumu a se police fo yin ba je no enu ade ya se yima nana na timu a me say anka your friend say enkrofo ma me ni on papa no ene komasan o madwuma komasan akwantuo komasan bibi pa bi on komo wo ye
because woman akọ demonstration peaceful demonstration a woman anya hwe enso ya che omo say entra ha woman track
what is the mega church anka ya che omo mani omo yire ni omo nua no magumu a ba de san komo gina kantabak ani mo edi koko fa kantabak so edi amomabusia for this is democracy wey ani nipa na dwentre wo se bra ba bi apeso obedu bi ya fa bra yen na dan kwakufu ado oda ni e bonso hye edi gun performance so wo mo yare asma ni wenyina di o makogu police station say o ma ye stop galamse hu demo enti no mo nam 14 days na bi egusu da remand
say no me no na nam anopa na ye duru Jubilee House enim ho me hu say wo ma ye barricade no okwan na no pe na say wo ba ba duru kwan na
no hwe ba stand up begina ka say ye hifa
Jubilee House
entrance be pe na na kwakufu ado ti so wu bi
dabi
watch them make sure
obejina undru cathedral nko sa Holy Spirit cathedral say obejina se ho kanto menta se ho
isa ma John Dramani ma say mom ba bia mo pese mbedu bia mo famra na mom hwiri petition ni hwiri mu a baseless empty petition ana MPP amanyoko na present enya de Ghana for hwe ho ene de ya code of conduct aba yen kanfo na nyuma pa excellency John Dramani ma asese no wo man Ghana enhuru no mu ni so no no youth na wanya 1 million code ekwakosu adwuma no wanya sika no omra medi wachi
Womo yakwa kopa national apprenticeship program womo apply womo kwakosua adwuma obi kosua electrician ebi kosua tita adwuma ebi kopama de ebi kosua mason ebi kwakosua tiling na uko nkosumi bia no na ya ma kakra se ya je fire lorry untu ahwe wu ya aban so asa tisika asa to tools dia no sefa ko bie adwuma
wo si wo mpe no medi demonstration achi wa aban ya wa bebe gu o man Ghana eku o man Ghana e de o man na nida so nyina to nsuom na yira asem na wo ka no itino Ghana for fi na kwesa demonstration nya ho asem ka before petition
oh yeah we yanka ho asem apart NSA
to atwene
say yetena se honorable Ricketts Hager na betena se na mabisa no na waka be 2 minutes be area ye bo o man no ho bra ye pese ye hu niema aban ne ba be ye beboa na minu mienu eni metie for me constituents awo mu tie me won mo ho beto mo because honorable Ricketts Hager board chairman Edema Ghana Revenue Authority woman na ebe jiji lampo sika nketenkete obi ton ade je kakra na mfa mo man no ho bra wonu na ekwa akoche sa board of directors no so what I say iti e babu bisa se kwan be so Ghana bobo sia sa ya ho akire ye bajo mahama bae no kakra wo ho no wo de ya de pa ye hu na mo kwan be na mo fa so na mo nso mo agi sika free Ghana fo ho na enu so abeye bebre na e dia mo man no ho bra
na mo mpesa ade we if say ora abeka say 36 cases ya Jessica MPP aban na afa ebetimi edu be ye 20.49 billion dollars enti no omo ma me na ye chief justice ne dia asem bi ebeko court no enye ye enti ye chief justice free ho dia ye bedi ne ye ni Jessica no na wo obedem so wadam enti ye be demonstration atuatua Ghana fo aso Ghana fo ehumo be say MPP fo ma hunu mo anu nti no omo ma mo animguase defeat sa no etino womo nyai di omo ye no na nya ho ne ye hwe me se nepa ho me demonstration me kan ho asem bio awu hiam bio ye be trasi bia no a His Excellency John Dramani Mama NDC aban and
say pa womo ye yes
and no etino me sori ahomache da bia se me bon ho dawuro ye be kireche ma bia bia me da kire Ghana for na for ma hunu se ye wa aban ne ye wa aban ye wo mo tika bi ma me nka bi yase ye wo mo a woni omo tia adechi wa once the new bottom kura no a o feel say wa beti wo soro ebisa memuo pa ekoso
Ghana is safe and I no pay say so the Hawk newspaper at the aba first Ghana ye ton fuel o mo a wono mo e wo border towns no aho Dwaboase na ye smuggle fuel ne sa ne manema ene aposifo IGP hunu da no ene NPA yewura eduji tamaklo da no aka ba kire ho se wono mo de nema esia kwan mu se na be ya fuel smuggling no
to betwa nema be se ne ya hwehwe o man no moja enwunu no a ekwa bonti enti Ghana ntimi nya kase na nka kura onyankropon abomoden ede nema pa adua kuroi ki ekosere mo ne aburosan
yako ekowa se ebura edua wo Ghana ha nso yen eti komode yen eti moma ye buro ne mo na yakwa akwaje na Akufo Addo antumentia ena oja hokoye yewura erikopoku eba ye wo se ye betua
asembe na mo kan wo Ghana ha no a sa niema we wonti ase se wo se ye na ayekase dodo na wiase mpanifo ma na o mkan wo se wudwunso gu faako a
etwa ahuro
sa brei ba bia ye hunu so man na di kire no magana ni bia fa na adwene ko na chi bia o wo muntai abanyechi
nti memma wo munti MPP for asem
wo munti o makoye de apam say ye fo ko no ngo kaya
o ye sa NDC for team nyo mo de dodo
aya wo da ye betu ti ye ba bia Ghana fo ani abre akwakodu no anya ye wo mitum na party ni ye media say the Excellency John Dramani Mama why ye nanamo so na emu bi ye ba bedi eti ono na point is our pai wo ma wo se wo mo declare o ma assets a man ye up to 31st of March and then was see what obia sika 3 months salary what asotwe no no
yes
what ye frim na o ma up to ochina
ba ye dwuma bo me miensa on pay
waju pay no o ma up to ochina on the 7th of May ya and 120 days ebeso social contract a obobo so manifesto mbeso no ochina no se wantimi and declare what set na ne nsanka obayiwadi
eno se wudin sem hunu so a obako eno chief of staff kasa ma yenhwe se nsabeka chief of staff Julius Debra video no eno a one na oka o kasa wa na so one na no hyepa a wo kire mu se wono se wudin sem hunu no onya tworo letter no
yeah
eno no se ba say a white paper. Say I appoint one a green paper. Buy a white. Fita eti my uncle Honorable Julius Debra and no some of the buy na yemfa eno. And so enwie ewo ha say enano pay enti Honorable Julius Debra warning or the man government appointees for my form so mama sum Ghana no. One warning.
I want to draw attention to one thing. An aspect of governance is like running a boarding school. There needs to be checks and balances, rules and regulations that tells you don't walk around during prep hours. The same thing applies to what we're doing here. And so I will encourage each and every one of you, once you get your copy, to study it just like your Bible. Because there shall never be any excuse for whatsoever when you cross the line. And Mr. President, with your indulgence, let me tell them a little story. Colleagues, the only time you will not be able to reach the president is when we are about removing you. I've heard some of you say, oh, he's my friend, I go to his house. Trust me, even if you meander your way to reach him through his driver, his ADC, the president will tell you, as for this Julius, this issue came up, and I told him to wait. Look at what he's done. But he's written the letter already. So, my colleagues, please, I wish we are never going to have that bad experience for removing any one of you. But don't forget that if you play ignorance, it's never an excuse. On that note, I wish you all the best. Do your best. Let's make the president look good in the eyes of Ghanaians. Thank you.
Honorable Julius Debra and our ten and Canon warning our de buy no. I'm mostly Bamudi some who know Kroma. The way na ye besia firemono. Now before say ye be babetra have firemono. Satam na actual letano. It was say munye juma na mampenyin hu merenyam. Ewa Ghana fo eni so. Wa kawie menene ya adwen. Mumu bi na ma start ama mo homo nsu konkonti. Na mo nam kroma na ye kasa mo ho amonte no. Mo da mo nkoso ani nsem hunu na. Mbaba beto ye wa ha. Abusha fo Dwabase djubadie su ne ye Power 97.9 FM na fe TVXYZ. Kofi Simon was say crack the ship, oh, crack the ship. Akufo-Addo and court are left to rest at home. Why prosecute them? Young prosecutor them first. Okay. Koja Semper Furniture Works. So this is the most popular morning show ever from Koja Semper Furniture Works. Edum Kumase. Yada say Chris Donko or say Tokono is an unqualified judge. Hey. I say someone one said uncle training papa na day appointed no. Media meaning dance. Jelko Joseph I say yes my brother I agree with you because NPP don't have issues. Okay, one obrempone kasa. Martin Jan or say please put pressure on Kiseja Ben on the Ofuriata case and pa wakano krepa Ofuriata kase obebra me enti me numu enso ena ye wono ye twan ho aba ye ba enkoma hodo bibiri wo ha ye bedie wo ha ma fidie nka ya wo Power 97.9 afa TVXYZ so na ye tena sa aba bebo oman ho bra ye ba sisia
ma yemfa nche asonko ema yahwefo ene yetiefo a mohwe ye na mutie ye nsabri True What Pharmaceutical Company Limited ena mama enano pensu ye ni mu adi ahia na ebi ana enani da edikan a o hwe yen ana wutie yen e wasa platform we so a True What Pharmaceutical Company Limited eye Indian company kese a yaso ye no ewo India na ye no na ebi wo wiase afa na nyina ebi abedu Ghana hanom ama Food and Drugs Authority ayen hwehwemu ade afa ye no no agye atomu se eye papa enti Ghana for emfamo wo mo ho ban enu a ye de abadwaman so no edoso ye breni so enti ye ntumi enkasa mfa ni nyina ho na mom yiwaso ye ye ntumi amo yare so a ye de enkasa ne ba wie ye de telephone numbers no ebetu dwane yare bia edu nya no watumi afre na woni yen asusu ho ana woni ye de ho nkomo edura ye bi kan kasa fa ho ene eye True What Vision Capsules. True What Vision Capsules no eye eni ho adwuma me pa cho mama yare wo hoi ya na eni yare nso ya nipadua na akwa nyina yen kane anyame de ama yen ye ni enti se wani no eho tochima ewo se umani hia wo eduro ba kwa ebetimi aboa wo True What Vision Capsules ye no ni nyina India hama ene yakeka bomu a ye de ye no yi me pacho ebia na wako hospital na doctor kacho se pressure bo wani no so ana wanya glaucoma me pacho wote hono ma na ayese wani no esu ye ohene o pesa ayekoko na epru nsuo uda soria no pa na hwe lighter no wani no esu ayo ble ade benwo a unhunu ade wo akire unhunu ye wo bi wo ho a ade sa na esumadu no kra wo sa oha wo nyina eduro ba ko ebetimi aboa wo True What Vision Capsules eno ene wose oma wonsaka na wani yare no etumi eboa wo ewa kwan hodo nyina eso afei obi a ete esi wani so ne broni ka ne cataract uyi obi a ete esi wani so a mepacho eduro ewo so hwe ne chi akwan True What Vision Capsules ete no efifi ani so a eboye nka ye efifi ketekete enkakran na eye kese kate wani kohua lens ni nyina so wonto na mo na won pedro dadi eba bedru mpempenso bia ebe kate wani kohua lens ni nyina so entinya ade a wobetimi hu na ade biem ama na yeye wo sa oha we nyina entwen emma wani no emfra Indian fodu papa ewo dwaman so na ebeboa wo True What Vision Capsules me pacho uji True What Vision Capsules na aya kai na ji yedru a eye powder ya ye friend True What stem cell no uji Vision Capsules na waje yedru na eye powder no so e de aka ho na enu atimi aboa wo afi yedru etoso mienu amekasa fa ho enano pai eye joint 40s ne eye adwuma ewo ye numpem ene ya poso mama ahunam tutuo ewo so wonam nyina eye obete usisi yo ya ojo ho a enji etweba oto ase ebisi unanse ne ye kan siatica yi me pacho obi a okotodwa ho no emututu waposo nyina ene eye joint 40 intino ama sa honam yiyaw ene yiyaw a wotene waposo cartilage na ho awiwi ama oti pains ni nyina no unya joint 40 na ebeyi sa ohaw ni nyina afi ho am wasuma adwo me pacho hye ne nsoma me enye painkiller na mom ni akofa yiyaw no ede aba unipadua no mu no eba bi ni nyina afi ho nom ama oho ato ama wasuma adwo yedru a amanfo edi ho adanse na me pese me kasafa ho eye nerve alive no eye entinimu adwuma ye woni pa bebre e wo ho no ma mama omo wo entinimu yare nanso wo mu nim se ohawa wo mu efamu no eye entinimu yare enu ntina me pese wo yi wasum na utie enchemu ni ye obi bebisa se me wo entinimu yare kra me ede hu se me wo entinimu yare unya entinimu yare a ema unsa etimi ye otitriti unan etimi ye otitriti ewo ho a na waposo na waye mre me pacha unya entinimu yare obi ho na wonante a na yese panie ana pin ewo unamu unsensunso we nyina na echewo se wonya entinimu yare unya entinimu yare na me pacha insunso ba ko uhunu ni se ewo ho no ma unsa odi so ade a enyunumu ana ade a ehyimu a aya na unya atenka bia se bi waso ade a enyunu ana ade a ehyimu utehu sensunso we nso a na wonya entinimu yare ni bi unya entinimu yare na uye bema etumi ma unya enemu nneye entu uye bema na waye mre ewo hete so a mepacho ebetumi abase entinimu yare ene wonya nti a akofasa ohawi ede aba na India fo do tatahwe a amanfo edi ho adanse na amanfo ajetuma eye entinimu adwuma ye pa eye nerve alive ewo se utumi ma onsa eka nerve alive ni bi afenso uye bema na sebi mprediasa ewo hono ma na waposo eyo mremre na ohunam nyina eyo ya okutudwem etumi yo mre onante anante ho aye din edi ama we nyina no eye entinimu yare ensunsanso a uhuna ewo se uhunu se wenya entinimu yare a ewo se ohwehwe Indian food papa yedi Indian hama ena ya ye friend nerve alive uma unseka bia mama ebeboa papa ye wo me 40s wo hono ma ye nuanom ne ye papa no ma mo ye mre e wo kete so mo ma mo nsaka me 40s ni bia mo nso ebeboa mo enye enu a wo nom na se bi wetimi abo adwuma ne na chena wo pese wo bo adwuma wontimi emu adwuma ye nu a ye de badwaman so no edoso mo anya diabetes ye wo mu no mo anya stroke hypertension mo anya koku enamu yare gono eni sanro enyare ni nyina no ye wo mu no e wo honom esan ebrint no ye ntumi emubo ni nyina so me pa acho wo hwe yen e wo TV no so ana wo tie yen wo radio no so a fa ye number no na fa yen sisi ya ye no no ya trapete Ghana fa na babia wo no ye beche pharmacy drugstore ana herbal shop a obenya ye no ni bi ato ye number no e 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 0558 724 302 and a 059 558 2628 059 558 2628 me pacho mo hwe yen e wo TV no so no mo bon se ye no ni nyina ye kasa no ye di mfonyine no e de ato ho no ma ye contact numbers ni nyina nso egu screen so bomodia na fa yen sisi ye na ye re bia edu nya no ye mfa India fo du papa enka na emo ema wontumi nya wayaresa ye da yahwefo eni ye tifo nyina ase
You do for yourself. If you do bad, you do for yourself. If you do good, you do for yourself. From the late Akwesiampo for AJ. Yame for the currency ye. I wish for some of my crab be the Power FM so and a TV XYZ. Live I say messages baby. I mean, receiving your baba, happy birthday. Happy birthday going out to you. Nana Joa Yirenchiwa. Nana Joa Yirenchiwa woko foridia. For example, Nana Yojuma Nana no FM. AK Tutula Patu. Yabisra, I want to Kwanem Nana Joa Yirenchiwa. Happy birthday going out to you, comedian David Agla. Comedian David Agla, Ewo Kumase. Chalameton Kache. Happy birthday to you, comedian David Agla. Yamishra Opa. Utina Sombat. Fine boy Kakra. Mamika for Let's Talk Educational Consultant for my nano pay. Ubano 6 months to 6 years. Sukwa dene bekwa. Na dreamo bebo bill. Na dreamo baby on udin komasi. Hey, me buy school fees iman triangu. And one Let's Talk Educational Consult. Nema wamudi suya de teze broniba etini krom wa brochire a wo suya de. They use in the curriculum no. And we chinso no. The entrepreneurship, arts, public speaking ni na ye kire oba no. Oba ni jira nipa enim na okasa won fere hwe. Wo mobrim. Okrah epanyi kra jira nipa enim na akasa na wakoma bu kinkinkinkim. Ba ye kire oba no kan fa so kasa wo nipa mu. Ni nyina kan obe. Eti wo ye tema sakomono teshila shibinungwa osu labadi cantonment laboni spinters for banabra yawoto shidungwa estate Mango Street in so ape fryer 0249069821 0249069821 Frère Madame Time Bombo no ebe bon komo kama pa mame nko studio B na menko bon komo kakra enfamra ya ko eye Piwak Natural Health for ho womo ene de 3P garlic mixture abadwa so eme de bia me friend here for doctor eduru no wo de na otwe bia wo de anya hwe wo de no ba ko saa onko hospital da because e bo ma moje de frusani ye na e bo boost immune system wo beda kama oh menu aba sie do atena se ahofe akwaba
yeah eja
bibi aboko
ya mi adum
what needs to do hanging
me sunsua Edi kan fondi kan be share ha senti me so meti
promote to kuni da chen mamo de no ano no ampa mu di kan sren ha na odi overdose na ba ka ho de na ye overdose
pepe you overdose betra
sao okay anope piwak natural health mo se sen
sa pepe se ne de benanda anope bia no ye ba ebe checha pomuden ehun asem next afinso yesa kire edupa Ghana man eni adasame nyina hia on beno me beboa omu ni padua no ne benada nso yasan atenase enu ntimede enchia esonkon efipiwa natural health asoye de ma TV SYZ Power FM ahwefo ene Ghana ama nyina mepa chow se na de bia me ye no pacho ye tentem fa phone ne frɛ doctor yade bia wantimi ansɔde ankwa adwuma ana sɛ yade na didi wo nipadua mu akyɛ wakonsa wontimi entu ase a Mr. Wada fa phone tentem ne frɛ Dr. Nelson ɛwɔ 0248 92 88 24 0248 988 0248 92 8824 me sign AC subium 0248 92 8824 Fred Doctor Cecilia no endi enkomo onua bi wojere ukunu oba o maame wo fase wo nana bi yade me pacho wankasa wo munso so ho edodo wa Fred Doctor Nelson na waya krado sa no pay obetie wo na yade bi eda osubia no obeboa wo na wayi ede efio so ena no pay de me ne wo eba be kasa afa blood circulation ehun sene ya ye moja no timidi afusane ewo ye nipadua mu adi ahoden ema ye nipadua akwa ametimi gyan na so pi etimi ebobra eye adwuma enye sikapa bi edi efirimu ene ho komo ena ye ba bedie ne circulatory system no eno ene de oxygen ne nutrients ekoye cells ne meka na oxygen ne sel enframa ene nwanunuo edi rero ye nipadua akwa anemu ewie nso ana a filter out eyi waste enwoma fia na se enema enu kwanse utain ni pedwam no eji eno nso efin se waste ene carbon dioxide eji edifi ye nipa edua nimu nipa acho akoma no de bia no pompe 2000 gallons of blood 2000 gallons of blood e de mani pedua akwa na afi nso so acheche 5.6 liters e de mani pedua akwa na nye wewura miamia bibiri na watimi anya ahoden agina wona so etimi akọ onwuma so nti se moja no entimi ani afu sane ye ewo ni pedua mu no e na potaka se beka na se poor blood circulation na je se moja no e bia na clots bi ana heart issues bi untini mu asisi enti moja no ntimi ani afu sane ye ewo untini ni mu enti do hia e 3p garlic mixture wonum se moja no entimi ani afu sane ye ewo ni pedua ni mu a ema wo ni pedua akwa be mbia ya moja no entimi amfru amfa ho no e wo sensene anase ye titiriti e ba na sa na nkofo bire e de kwhye anansim se wada enya ananse se moja entimi ani afu sane ye wo ni pedua men kankan wa adwin ni mu se moja entimi ani afu sane ye esa na na stroke kwan soa e na wonam no se ba na sa na watoto me ka kope 3p garlic mixture 3p garlic mixture ano me wo hu moja ba wuru wontini ni mu na afedu moja ni mu dwuma ma nkomo ne wo moja mu ho ayeden edu wakoma no so dwuma ama watimi agina brane agina pi ede akwa unwuma so mpato 3p eje odoma koma ha ama eno nubna na garlic na team of doctors some pure natural health asweye extract juice na ewo mu no e ma ye minerals and vitamins a boy boost your immune system for your general well-being enti eboye edi alfusane ewo ye ntini ne mu eboye edi dwuma ewo ye moja ne ma enkwamwo na ekuta yaro na ewo ye moja mu no wo mo eho ayedinye enti ade bi baba attack e bia no na apam yade no edi efiye so ekọ courses enioma ekofa poor blood circulation eba na mbaba bobosu poor eating habit me kana sana mchesi ye didie mu obu wa ha obere nam sa slade nam bere nam sa bedi carbohydrates sa se obenye bi a fruits kakra bedi carbo kakra protein kakanda bi oso carbo mu bedi carbohydrates sa oso meat bedi meat sa protein sa pa chop e ba na sana so wan so didie su ya obema wuntini mu kwakosisi wo wuntini me sa moja no ntimi eni afu sane ye e wo ni padwam ti obi a na wudidi wo pe carbohydrate wo pe meat bebe bebre ba no pe fruits kakra e de aka ho no anum nso nso bebre na the 3p garlic mixture so aye de aka ho yesa na beboa ma mogya no atimi adi afusane eye na ye ne ye pe ensanom ensaden enom alcohol won se nipadua no ehia some amount of alcohol bi we nipadua mu beboa ye nanso se edoso bebre ba ya na akofa ensem bebre e de aba ti so yo bi a ope ensanom bebre a mogya no emmoa ema no ntimi ne afusane ye e wo nipadua mu na wona ya kese bebre won se ye height ye tenten ye ne ye kese no bi de aburo so kra e de ama no wontimi ema ne mu so wontimi ensole senya wo de ne tena fa akwan senya wote wo no a saa no betena se a ansa na ade asa na asa na ade ache mse wada so yo bi na so ye kese bebre mojan emwa entimi eni afusane ye didonya eye 3p garlic mixture 3p garlic mixture beboa wo ate wo kase no so na afin so aboa wo ama moja no etimi edi afusane ye ewo woni padua mu ene ye ne etina fa akoche ye kan ye na boss gina fa akoche bua no timi da fa akoche wan kopre ne po beda ho saa ayesa na ade achi a wonum nya moja ne ntimi mfonto honi nyina ebesensene be titiriti pa ede amount enti sa what na se kakra wo ko onwuma so ko office wo ko market wuti steer chi wood drive it na say kakra wuti misi na watene tin wumpom kakra wa exercise kakra esa na betimi aboa ama umoja na etimi edi afusane na sa wo ko office na wote fa akosa from anopeto nwumre ye ma mo ko market from anopeto nwu no moto so omote ye ni a papa mo mote steer chi mutimi tena steer chi sa from anopa eto nwumre mo nye exercise se ba ne sa na moja ne ntimi eni afusane ye ewo ni pedwam ntimi se wada wuti wona wo ye adwuma no kakra na wa sorry no mama won saso mini exercise ya na pija ona kakra na wotiniti wumpom won sanso na propom kakra yesa na beboa ma moja no atini ade afusane ye ewo nipadua no na ya ne ye wo akomayade se wo heart problems a ya na wo moja na akoma na wo se pompi moja ne de ma nipadua no ye adwuma no esa na hu ye din ye pa ede emam so na 3p garlic mixture 3p garlic mixture beboa wo ama bibia akoso toten ewo nipadua mu signs and symptoms pacho so woni padua won sa ne omai science ni bi anasa atenkan bi e wo ni padua ni mu a na wototo meka akopɛ 3p ni bi ato na aboa wo yie pa wo bɛyɛ boho memremre pacho ye de dwuma hya won sa no amfa ho keka eni anigye eni aniodden anya adwuma no bɛgye de afiri won sem kwasa adwuma bi edwuma bia no ye pe good result e de afrim ba so kasama ye boho me de ma ye mre na sa adwuma no wantimi anya ne ese ne nipa no na koma epe na obɛgye adwuma no afiri won sem so ye obi a wotaye boho wotaye mra mesra wada na wape 3p bi anom na titiriti ohonum nyina besensene ebe denden dan sentati bi atu agusu ye de ade wo okra na wo ntenka mesra wada pe 3p na ohon ento na obi wo nso na ne nsa ene ne nine hand and feet aye very very cool nyunu mesra wada pe 3p anyone na wo mo home etisi so say twetwesness shortness of breath wonsa wo home na so home na twetwesness ni sa no yes ana no wa pe 3p ene ye ni akoma bod peri yenso akoma bod peri ene ye ni yani eye disorder wonsa moja ni ntimi ni afusane e wo yani enti na wo yani hu yes ana na ye ntimi hu na de yi yensa me chest space do bu wa chest space a wo hu ni pa wo gina ho so wo hu ade ya toro agu wo mesra wada se sa ade no e wo so a na wa pe 3p garlic mixture anom ena ye muscles mu ebeche wonse utimi to wasa so me da asemi ni padwam ayeta sa ade ade akekere me an esa na na ese moja ni timi eni afusane ena wa po no wa po so emu etwetwu yie pa onya 3p garlic mixture eno a bibia bekoso to ote me beboa wo edudwuma wo wuntini ne mu ma bibia akoso yie ede ama wonse mantuwe akwakoye maame mu ye system ye na meye akoye ye month nti achade ebesumisa wada sa wo kwacha wo maame bi ojire unua ba bia de a wadanfo ba bia de no pa 3p garlic mixture aka ho ede ama no ebeboa ne menstrual cycle ko se ma edu ye mensesa na akwada ne nsem bibiri ede ama ebuo no okoya odie mu na ya ebe na jana ofie ebi nso de ema bibiri ebi de ema kra ya sana e ha adwene ye mu de so bi wo se ebesene ekọ ti se wo kwacha maame ade kwacha sister ade wo kwacha oyira ade kwacha wadanfo ba bia de a na wa pa 3p garlic mixture ede aka ho ede ama no 3p jade bibiri ena esa say ya diabetes say ya asthma say ya prostate yade bia edi dwuma wo ni padubo was esi edu asem nan etimi honhom de mensam mia so bonsa na ate atom nipa chawo So when you 3p garlic mixture, 3p garlic mixture no more a beboa. Obona ni sire mu hono ne tutu no ne tumuro mu hono ne sire mu hono etwetwe no. Osore pe was mi 60 ni machi. Mintimi kurant ni mu mpacha when you 3p garlic mixture. Beboa eduduma e wo nipadua mu. Obi won so osore pre kopa na nusu ebri na ntifa so ne ya. Sa wo obi a wote sa atenka ne pa wo nipadua mu a na wa 3p garlic mixture e beboa mu wetimi adidi am wetimi ada na ohun etimi ato ye na ye ntimi na jodo na joda ye be presa ansa na ade ache anase ye mpiri ni mpo no ye be so de sa kofa cold shower e de egu ye ho san so ye pse ye na ena no ntimi ye ntimi na ye da ye kete so na akoye se enkase bi shempanim anase akoye se ye dima ya pete meko bi egu mpa no so nti wo da so a na wo widie mu ehyehyew na wo widie mu etutu misra wada wonya 3p garlic mixture e be boa wo e de wunti ni umogya ni mu edwuma awohuru mu emu e de amaw amwo timi ada etimi adidi amwo akoma atoyem 3p de misra wada so akwa pharmacy shop ukọ herbal shop ukọ drugstore bia ubenya bi ato na me kai mo se kumasifo yenyina yenko dani herbal Qualinac herbal Criske herbal tamale yenko wofa kojo herbal obsitamentasi rango no de ben electromat wona ena wa yenko muni awe enterprise de ben wa cathedral honom kofa widwa for yenko Gapson pharmacy de ben total 2 anase beno pharmacy ho yenko abesam takrade yenko mensa enkoko nyina yenko Isaac drugstore anasa Hillside pharmacy ena shaman fonso nyina yenko Ekus pharmacy yenso yepen doso pro etu anasa dodo etu akwa akoton nyina yenko Okanshi Angel Herbal Okanshi Angel Herbal say yekwa ibenya bi etu akwa akoton patcho freyen e wo 0248 92 88 24 0248 928824 and answer 0201 00 00 21 0201 00 00 21 Mr. Wada de bia me kam se ya de ya entena ho emma ya de enji wadwuma wo contract bi wa kwanto wa wade mpo entena ho emma ya de enji influence edro na ene 3p garlic mixture naturally organic kopebito na emboa
yada se anope wode sa nkomo we nso yede abrɛ kama pa 3p4 yada mase minu esu edu na hotel nka no 46 minutes after 8. Later in the show, Member of Parliament for Cape Coast South, Honorable Kwaku George Rickett Hagan, Kwaku Beye, Wababa Betanaha, one board chairman at the Magana Revenue Authority. Pabeson ever first one, yes, the Kadiabo, my hobra, and home common a bababo. Mensa Maji ready message a free Bechem Abba was say good morning Piesie, happy birthday to Sadiq Idrisu. Sadiq Idrisu, yes, and your birthday. I say may Almighty Allah continue to bless you. May the identity element in his life never be equal to 0. Hey, brofo. I say enjoy your day, my chemist and mathematician. It's happy birthday again out to you, Sadiq Idrisu. Yanko ponshira pa na wonto nkwandemo. Enro na ye minua edisi poku birthday. Oye juma wa HFM Kumase. Na enro any birthday. Belated happy birthday again out to you. Mi ankasa minua edisi poku. Friend da chene. Ya minshira pa. I ranted about veterans. I need to the bad out person me conto kwasa. Ozo mizu banye. My odin. Peja mic ne kosoro kakra ma me.
Haya kwa ho nti.
Peja mic ne kosoro kakra.
Nkran no beja sofo.
Sofo prince. Say sasabrozam kweye okosu ebeifo. Zanete. Beifo zu kweye okosu sasabrozam. Nti munyina no mahu connection no.
Okala yefe pa.
Mo pese mo say mi din.
Me se ohwa yefe.
Mateme dance.
Ta ne kala no efe. Se anopa me ba na mi monitor o sa
ho.
Na o fire sa. Asemsi anya abotro.
Oh, and they put them on fire here, you know fire.
Asemsi anya.
Ai obrempon. And I veteran no fire. And never said that jam fire in your man. But me see Mahama apprentice no mu dinsem huna ye do me ba be sitebu so ahoro mo pa ye de azuma blues semna
ye semona mo samo he na moka
ende ye de azuma blues semna ene dade sapo ye de be horo mo pa e wa hase
mo be ka me
virgin son
opanyin kase
bibia boko de
arade adum
e da nyame ase
ye ko weekends
na
Monday
se na no wamma
oh me too kwan kakra
okay nti na ya wabai de obeye bibia okay nyame nshira pa anope losing heba so ye tesen e de nsem na mo e de mame enemy constituent
arade adom bibia boko na mayenchia etiefo ne wona omonidi program yachi
okay
ane wachi taifo na mafa kwenya we so asrese obibia wotie Power FM na ohe TV SYZ no mosom for Virgin Sun and Amatanasia
waba wanya aba no so de na waba
yes mene ubedi apomden ho sem enkomo na adbrabo aye bono minu ade ba ko a ya na ha adwen ne se obia so o ne tamfo obia so obi mpenasem na menso so metenasia nipa enta no yonko nipa bare yare ene ye tamfo a ewo ya setenema ye ni no edi because yare o hono ma de wo ye bia wontimi nye se yare o hono ma uni ahoto se yare o hono ma wontimi nko adwuma so bibia wo ye bia na esen intimese obi bia wotie manopa ise Lawson Herbal Center isanse ye pesa wote apo na wo nipadua no ahoɔdene bam nipadua no nyina so ye fe na nipadua akwa na ahoɔdene bam nti no ye di nro tatahwe maako miensa
na abadwa so
na de abadwa so a ye de akutia yarewa
okay
na ye de som Ghana man
okay
na mesre ebia no obi pe ye kira kwan a ye wokuma ase ebo akwa Kena ye se ye wokuma ase ebo akwa Kena ana wona e wa Okrah ha no isan se adwuma no ya trem ya pejam ne ya pese obia ansaka ye no ni binti no ya bebie ye branch e wa beka total Tesano Commercial Plaza building na asia hope e na wonsa beka Lawson Herbal Center your telephone numbers no ye 0242 133 577 0242 133 577 0248 61 9999
eho na obi person frem
619999 enti your telephone numbers no ene de atodwa no na enuro ne amiensa Local Herbal Mixture wo ho ene ye wo Lawson delay man capsules
ene memedru
no ene ye wo Lawson Herbal Mixture ne enuro ne amiensa nyina wone ekoni padua ma eye
okay
ana yare a ekutia
it my starting free Lawson Herbal Mixture no na yen hwe dwumadi no so edi ede magana fo
medase minia Lawson Herbal Mixture no eye honam ya wodru
okay
eye sasabro dru tatahwe
okay
esa kum kuru a ewo ni paduam ena san so bre honam ya wase enu ntina nipa bia no wunyina na woni padua no edane ubonse baabi na atwintwam baabi na emoa ekatoso because from until hoda
sa pepe na
but onom Lawson Herbal Mixture na na wo pese da bia woni padua no kase na ewo mu ne yetene
okay
woni padua no enyina so ye fa wonom Lawson Herbal Mixture ebeboa nti obi wɔ no ma oda sɔre a wɔse machiri kase ɛya ne mu yɛ me ya maapɔ ne maapɔ so ɛya ne mu tutu me ɛyɛ kuro ɛna wɔ nipadua nim
okay
se kuro no ba ɛde yaw ɛna ɛba nti obi ɔbɛnom la ɔsene haba mehya ɛwɔ dua bi a yɛfrɛ ne kum nim ekum kuro wɔ nipadua mu ekum kuro a ɛwɔ kase mu nti wɔnom la ɔsene haba mehya na honam yaw no ɛbɛkɔ obi se metena ase a misisi na emu hyehye me na emu tutu me mesrɛw sisi yawe no na aduro yɛ lawson heba mixture
okay
yɛhwɛ yɛ nuanom trotro drivers taxi drivers a yɛtena yɛto so fra no pa besi anwumrɛ yɛgyina ntentene yɛ kukuru yɛ tentam sɛ wo beduru fie na ade akye wopɛ sɛ onya ahoɔden foforo a wode bɛkɔ adwuma so a aduro no ɛyɛ lawson heba mixture lawson heba mixture enti saa lawson heba mixture we obi se me de me da sɔre a me nsa ɛyɛ na asensene me so ade mu ana me nsa popo me tena se a me nan na ayɛ tiriti asɛ de anans akye me me to asintini ɛyɛ na ɛtwe me mesra lawson heba mixture enko ani aduru a etimi purify blood etimi ema moja timi di afrusane na ya adwuma fa ntini mu eyi amama efri di padua mu etuonum lawson heba mixture na ebia wo moja no entimi anya adwuma yie wo poor blood circulation ebia fat srade adults wo ni padua nim we ni adu etimi ba ne fat na ma ntini mu da ho na ni padua no ahoɔden etimi ba hu ne nyina so no eye kama
nti for general well-being
general well-being
okay
we na dodo na di ho adanse sansa ne mrane se wona stroke yare aka o mato kete so a wantimi nsɔre nante no so onom lawson heba mixture 10 bottles a no asɔre anante di okuta poma a wa sugar wa chia otutu tatai wokɔ kakra no wagina wakwan mu no wonom lawson heba mixture 5 bottles a no atopoma ato atwene aduro no ho adanse ye bebre
okay
enyame ena meka wona enom ye no ena efre eka kire di ho adanse se omonom ye no omo yare ye dai ekɔ dia wonum bi da enkɔ pharmacy enkɔ heba shop ni ameka nyina obu woni padua ni ma mesro frɛ yen na yenya wo moa na momaduro no enya na kɔ kan hwidradle no obenya bi ɛyɛ 0242 133 577 0242 133 577 dia tasu mienu ya local heba mixture we ye infection aduro STD aduro a yedi kutia na mu nsanyare a enei edi obenya akutia be ma ne mema sem ye ka babaso a e wo be ma so ye ka odepu a e wo ba himfie enti be ma bu won ma babaso yare enti enei wajonso a ne be ma ne emu ya ne ya ojonsa ne bema na emu hihye no ojonsa na jonso na entimi mpie ochim oka ne sisi so ansa na jonso na aba baba so no baba so ma bema bi nsansa abegene bema na ho afa
okay
edu ma bi ansa ne kɔ ɛhɔ no ma na aba mesraw infections ena ɛyɛ wo sa na mom local heba mixture no wo pesa infection na ne wa treat a ɛnkɔ no wo pesa efi ni padua nim na wo pesa otimi de wo ho o mema sam ne timi fa no ntoma pafra na timi ya brane abre duru ahomache a obema ne bobo ne tiri nkwa akira wo se wo yete aseforo a mesa wo hello ke heba mixture ne akira kwan we nyina ne ya bibiduro a etimi akutia infection eye ba akopɛ eye local heba mixture enti ba ma akopɛ na akira kwan e wo pharmacy wona nso num bi na baba so na eku mema sem no ama obema ne efon no obema ne ntimi mpagye ne mu nkyerɛ ahomache no won so obema ne ntimi ne ho wo ba wo so nom local heba mixture ne bi oba asabi ensuo tagu ahimfie wo ba asabi wahimfie takekawo wo ba asabi enkabone tafiri wahimfie oba eya na nsansa begu ahimfie wa enam so na wutonku ne sam na de wuro wahimfie nanso so anya na aduru no wonom local heba mixture weni aduru a wonom anufutena dawro ma ebi wom asasuhwam ebi wom 20 haban ebi wom ojaman haban ebi wom asasuhwam ewom na wodom a yakɔpɛ natural spices ginger ne lemon ɛna hwentia ebi ka ho
na sɛ nonom kra nyɛ ya
nenom enye ya na weni aduru a ɔbaa nom a flash ne body nim clean body nim eyingikawa bia free ni padua nim emu ɔbaa himfie timi dry enkabɔne ɛma hɔ no ɔbaa ne timi ya virgin girl what you see
ɛsɛ ɛhɔ bɛyɛ
rese
okay
ama sabi ɔbaa na bɛrima ne ba ɔkɔ a ɔmfrɛ ne bie mu no ɔbaa no nom lɔɔkɛ hɛbaa mehyɛ no a ɛbɛsiesie ahemfie a ɛyi nkekawa no nyinaa ma no afiri hɔ sɛ wodeɛ woyɛ ɔbaa no nom lɔɔkɛ hɛbaa mehyɛ no wie wohu sɛ ahemfie hɔ ayɛ akɔnɔ ɛnsaa ne mma biem ɔde pua ne nkabɔne ne mfiri hɔ mma biem wate nka no aba na sɛ bɛrima no wo saa pɛ so ɔyɛ wo deɛ a frɛ no ɔmɛka hwɛ biem sɛ bɛrima ne ba a ɔbɛka bɛrima ne ba a ɔbɛyɛ ɔdeɛ forever ɛno ɛna ɔba na sɛ deɛ wo nkaeɛ bia no na wɔyɛ deɛ ama wo sɛ yɛ ka asafoɔ a ɔde bɛma wo sɛ yɛ kooko afuo a ɔbɛkyerɛ wo baabi a ne ti ɛkɔpem sɛ yɛ iphone a ɔbɛtɔ bi ama wɔyusu ne nyinaa lɔɔkɛ hɛbaa mehyɛ ne so mfasoɔ deɛ wɔm ne sɛ wɔba no nom sɛ anduro yɛ a ne nipadua no baabi afɔn no na ɛyɛ akɛseɛ ɛtumi ka baabi afɔn a ɔhips no no futina wɔ mu nti no ɛmu bɛbie ɛtoɔ no ɛbɛyɛ akɛseɛ
ɛbɛma wahyehyɛ kama
mpokua no nufoɔ no breast no
ɛbɛhyehyɛ kama
ɛbɛhyehyɛ ɛbɛyɛ ketewa akɔnɔ kama mimi pɛ nufu kɛseɛ o
abotre
ɛno na asomdwie wɔ mu deɛ maame nka secret nkyɛ ne nsua me ba yɛ ama asɛm
abotre
nya bori a koduru nyina no
nya abotre
sɛ wonya nufoɔ a akɔnɔ na wo bɛma no pon adwuma ba wo anya sika kora na do ti kɔto so a
na wakoma toyem
wakoma betoyem o sound good na man obia mpa nufu kɛseɛ ɛna ahotoso wo mu
na nti obi wa ɔno ne de nsoso no sɛ o discrimination
onkɔpɛ papa onkɔpɛ kɛseɛ kakra
ɔkɔpɛ ne
na de
ɔnom lɔkɛ a
ɔba no nom lɔkɛ na emu bɛyɛ duru
kama
sɛ yɛketewa koraa na ɛbɛyɛ akɔ no ɛmɛmɛ ntwa nufuo
dabi
aha yɛ kwan ho number yɛ 0242 133 577 0242 133 577
afei yɛnka
lɔsin delayman capsules wɔ dwaman so wei ni mmarima aduru a ɛnso tɔ wɔ kurom ha a mmeranteɛ wɔ 18 years a ɔmo bɔbrɛ kɔ ɔmo anim na wo mpɛ sɛ ɔbɛhwerɛ wo mɛma asɛm wo pɛ sɛ wotumi gyina wo naa so kyɛ wo pɛ sɛ ɛpɔ ma wo nipaduam wo mpɛ sɛ wo ntini mbɛyɛ mmerɛ no mmarima aduru yɛ delayman capsules
okay
wei na manom a manya me secret a ɛnɛyi mesi wɔ baa biara no wɔ bɛtumi atwi me condemn wobɛdi sika nso wobɛda gyi because sɛ delayman capsules wei bɛrima bi a ɔbanom biara no ɛma ne sisi mu yɛ dene ne kotodwe emu yɛ dene
okay
ne pɛɛkyi ɛyɛ dene
ɛdeɛ nti ne ma ne ba ne saa
deɛ ma ne ba ne saa ne sɛ dunsukuro wɔ mu
okay
damanam ɛwɔ mu wopɛ edua a ekum ekuru a ɛwɔ bɛrima sisi mu na ɛyɛ ntini mu adwuma a ɛyɛ damanam
okay
yɛhwɛ 20 ɛyi yaw biara ɛwɔ bɛrima nipadua mu na afiri mu ama ntini na ɛwɔ mu na anya ahoɔdene na afei ne bɛrima no ayɛ dene entunum delay na wontini no ayɛ den no wokɔ sinanim a wobɛkyɛre wɔ so afei wobɛtumi awurawura akɔnes ne ɔbaa ne ho adwiri no wɔbaa nan kɔkɔma wo so sɛ ɛba saa wo bɛrima no wanya wo 3 points
ɛno
na baabi a bɛkɔ bia no ɔbaa no ɔbɛfrɛfrɛ ɔbɛdisturb because ne biribia bɛdi wo hɔ bɛrima bi wɔ no ma ɔse mepie a mede me wife ɔ nhwɛ mɛkyerɛ akwan enti deɛ ɔnha me hwɛ woboa woanhwɛ yi a wobɛyɛ mistotua ma obi aba bɛfa mepie bi a me wife ɔbɛfrɛ me bɛyɛ 5 times
it is simple
delayman capsules
okay ɛmɛmɛ duro no
fanama
no tudwa
na ɛnuo no yɛ miɛnsa bɛrima bɛtumi anom abom at a time
ne miɛnsa nyinaa
yes
okay
wɔba a ɔpɛ sɛ na hemfie wɔ dry
ɔbɛtumi anom mmienu no nyinaa
na ɔyɛ virgin na bosome nso a no mogya atumi flo no
okay
ɔbɛtumi anom lɔɔkɛ herbal mixture no ɛne lɔɔsene herbal mixture no abom at a time
okay sɛ na yɛnom no
na deɛ ɛnom no ne sɛ saa lɔɔkɛ herbal mixture wei ɛyɛ twice in a day
okay
tablespoon
okay
mienu anɔpa mienu anwummerɛ
okay
ɛna lɔɔsene herbal mixture wei no nso no 3 times a day.
Okay.
2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Tablespoon
na. Tablespoon mienu.
Delay man capsules no. Yanom to ho.
Okay.
Enye adwuma instant. Enti na mano nei menya me secret. Enti be manu mienu anopa. Mienu anwumre.
Ye didi wi ansa na
ya no. Didi wi a enu ni nyina udidi wi ansa na wanom.
Okay.
Na ya bibiduro. Enti o didi a woni aduane mu oduru. Na owi a ontwe 30 minutes time.
Ansa na
wanom aduru no.
Okay.
0242.
Okay.
133 577. Ushiame unisika uniteku. Upasa me virgin son. One me ya yonko fa. From the virgin son.
Me da say.
Me cho 50 Ghana cedis.
Virgin son.
I am 100 ama.
Enso me. But I say so they come away if we Lawson Herbal Center at the Virgin Son outside and kind of Virgin me that say. Oh yes, and Mister say Virgin there but there you drew me money there so na me ni age. Uzibrimpo what's up on ye? I was your friend say about the come on Simon Numa boy their pa anopa non kron ho. Virgin Son by if you no be any age. The parents so hard you say. By anyway. Kulu Ghana Limited for the Araba Bazen Pills now by Joshua Busha for Nya Bina on my bet my bow, Minia Babu, Tim, Menses name by ye, Koneko Pebi. What they know so a bar now, Bruce, or Mawa Sway say, Uzunya menstrual cramps. What the Araba Bazen Pills are Kulu Ghana Limited for the Abba. Minia Bow no matter boy, boy, solve menstrual issues. No, Nelson says, I infini Yama Muja dear for sunny ye won a man quan enum Araba Bazen Pills. Pharmacy shop bia obekombia wo benye bia to ama ho ato Jukat Pharmacy worker so Unicom Chemist or Malam Junction Osons Chemicals or Adabraka Ekus Pharmacy wa Simon eho nyina okobia obenye bia Okansi Drug Lane edro ye nye na ewo ho 0244139176 Anope bia waka traffic man na so wo fie na wutie me anope ma me mwa on ne pesika gu boton fa phone no ne dial star 426 star 5 hash eno no eye XYZ for ye mega cash lucky box no ena ye ka ho asem eti anope for phone bia network bia you should be star 426 star 5 hash. O select two station now was select one lucky box out of the 6 exciting options now e was one and for the network I used to take it to be 5 cities chabi na ucha ubedi ebe ma momo prompt no na fe wabo momo pin no na ode atua boko obetumi di up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. Kaisa ya wa NLA Caritas Lottery platform ne so undi 18 years I want to be in Trebi. Mega Cash Lucky Box, win big, live large. Medimosis Herbal Clinic and Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center and Prostate Center. As I've been catching us a prostate, you know what the 35 years, you call the 40 years. Now for now, coach secondary school for guests. No me do na prostate no wo ho atumi ayeden prostate cancer ye cancer kum ebi before mema pa se mema 10 ewu se mema 10 tiase na cancer be ye omo a emu be nwotwe ni nyina be prostate eti anope prostate issues no fa kopiem o medimosis ebetumi abo eno achi no be ma we mre wo mpam sciatica typhoid fever malaria and I feel diabetes near Keke Kahono Wadaroma or Medimosis a bit about 31 good years near that started Sayaria Shiemba Okrah your denta your when I swear a cassia panel any denta police station no any didn't share anymore ASL building no so ever Okrah ministries your ho and I feel Okrah a Jacob Jones why your ho you been school for the deaf no Kumasi for your Bakwa Hinamako Cobain Nina Mono de Freyan 0244068 447 0244 447 Medimosis for your number and no bomodian frame na wone ento kese yare bia aba etete wo no yebetuma aboa ama wo ho ato ma yenda ye ho emra e TV so yadan ho wi a member of parliament for Cape Coast South Honorable Kwaku George Rickett Hagan wo ba betena se na yene na bonkomo ye ba isia
Adolfo yɛtietie obi bia ɛna obi bia kwaba sonko kra abusua yare bɛn ɛna ɛhawo yare bɛn na ayɛ kwankora wodi akyinkyina wonya ano yie ɛnde atibrɛ na menka for Lion Age Clinic Ghana ɛmfama ahanko ɛna abɛpiem a yɛde bibiduro ɛsaw yare ɛma wonya nsunsunsanso bɔne bia abusua sɛ yarefo ɛbɛpiem ɛwɔ Lion Age Clinic Ghana Dr. Biodo ahobrɛaseɛ ne ahofama sonko kra ɛna hwɛ yarefo no ɛma ne hoto no abusua sɛ woba bɛpiem wɔ ha se ya yɛsa nam yare bi te sɛ syphilis, gonorrhea, candidiasis, dialipa dodoɔ nanim si efra no white no yɛyɛ pabini ɛwom ɛwɔ ha se abusua woyɛ bɛɛma wokɔsi n'anim a wontumi mu adwuma ɛmɛ na ɔmo ɔkɛ afana Lion Age Clinic sebra na ɔfɛ bibiduro ɛma wonyina wo nan so sɛ bɛɛma mapa sɛ wo nso so woyɛ ɔbaa anasa awarefoɔ wopɛ ba wonyɛ bi Machina bre, brabe piemo ewo Lion Age Clinic Ghana. Na obeti abofra sun ewo ofie.
Adofo a mo hwe me mo so fu kofiti. Abe kakra ne me yare ana me da ho. Madam fu bi ba me nchen me introduce Lion Age Clinic Ghana ma me. Na me tu ona mo no. Me koye ne mo hwe me omo mo duro. Ene me ho akomi. Ti wo a wo hwe me a na mi da so asa. We can follow any Ghana mouse and so to na mobra na bunya wayaresa.
Assalamu alaikum. Na zo nan ga asibiti ne. Amma ciwon da na zo da shi na ga an treat na samu sauki. Yasa duk wanda zai zo musulmi duka yayi kokari ya zo nan wannan asibitin ga da zai samu sauki da saukin kuma kuɗi ba wani charge. Insha Allah da samu sauki.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Maxwell Aziz Mensah. I'm the founder and senior doctor of Lion Age Clinic Ghana. Our mission is to provide you with exceptional herbal medicine treatment and holistic healthcare to all our patients. With our team of dedicated staff and innovative treatment, we are here to support you to becoming a healthier you. Thank you for trusting Lion Age Clinic Ghana. Lion Age Clinic Ghana, your #1 healthcare expert.
Na kwa me taxi driver na enkane na me sisi so me sisi na aka me na to na twetwe me nya 3p garlic mixer no aboa me pa
asa miracle bi wadro no sese mafu no kra se di sia twimi anka me humi sisi so me humi ana sisi so obeka se di bibi hye me so bi no na ye normal ni bibi na timo mi tipa me sa 3 days ni na ebe na anka se de nyankopon di ayi bi ahodi se ma yi bi nya sam ketwa ana se we de me fro aka so na me fa hye me nkwa me
me de abe fa se 3 years ni ana asa me gina ho a me na mu se shinya se me kwa me de ameko bi amu so much me dru da ba 6 years ni o tema di am ye ma di se ene me jana ta ya le na nku me preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 garlic mixture di tema me kase yankupo no yam se ende ya me no kase me ho atom ya me din wa me ntia se
3p garlic mixture ubenya bi wo mamu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e 024 89 288 24 and 020 100 002.
for some of my quaba baby about TV XYZ to say live or has say baba bon come mama honorable metna sem fa mame na ye mon come no come ya baba bo for Ghana ho kwan ye be fa so ma Ghana atumpon de nti aya na man for sorry a wo mu tu kwan kwa brute na Ghana edwuma ni ha na edwuma ni ha aban ne se wo de edwuma bebre eba na wa start number 1 waye 1 million coders womo a wombefa abefo kwan so abefo ntenten dwuma chese okwo eya brochire a obetuma tena Ghana ha na wanya contract e wa brochire na do sori ade bia computer so na wote na waye wodwuma bosome so wajo dollars e de agu botom aban say wo boa na ye training nipa 1 million wa launch ye no. Number 2 ye say ye kwa ye eye edwuma wura ne sen wo bodwa ya wu ye wunya nka obetrem na utrem a wanya sika bebre na trena utrem no nyankwa na obeya fe ubakwa kofa nipa mienu nipa miensa de aba beka ho aban se tworo proposal na fa bra na yenhwe adwuma na wo ye no yenhwe kwan a wo pese wo fa so trem ni mfa so ebeba e de ama Ghana fo na fe yemfa sika moa eno no nepfo na ye menu erikeje wono ene dano a wo boa na amanfo adwuma ya tremu number 3 yes national apprenticeship program any saying wo de suku yi uko ye owie JSS yi wan to aso biom wunya de pama obesua wunya eye welding a obeye wunya te se ebi aka atwi a obesua aban se ye fa amanfo afiwe 10,000 ye fa mo e wa Ghana fa na ba bia kosua adwuma ni aban beye ne se wo beboa na bosome bia ya ma alakere wa kakra na won so de afa card akwa adwuma na se won so de apotwere wa no kakra na eno so no opon a aban beboa na machines a de adwuma no ya pebia ma na won so wade akwa start adwuma we na aban se wo boa na mabunu unemployment no mabunu ye ni adwuma no aban e de ban ama ye de akwa pe adwuma ana ye nso ye nsa atumi akoya no de bia enti sa ne ma miensa we ye ne ma ya de aban wa pound ni nyina ho ntoma eti won ti ase akọ district assembly say municipal assembly so area na wa na wakoho okoho a na wakọ bisa mu nsem ye be kyerɛw ni nyina wo kɔ join a ye nje wo kapre fa hye otrim saa me constituents mu hu hia me pa enti no kɔ o district assembly aye ben wo na kɔ bisa mu nsem programs we nyina wo betumi akɔ join na bibia konkan o kyena bi wonso watuma anya adwuma a wo ye usua adwuma no na Ghana adwuma ne mba obo se adwuma free Togo ba bi free Nigeria bi free Liberia bi free Mali Burkina na wo kɔ na akɔye na wo ji usika edigu botom yewura John Dramani Mahama ye Ghana mampanyi ade a waba abeye eno no so far youth unemployment na wo se wo be tackle no niam a wo de aye ni nyina nso ye wo foto wo ho asika wo ma ye de boa te se adwuma wura ni sei 100 million Ghana cedis wo ho ye de boa Tara se ya de boa 100 million Ghana cedis national apprenticeship program eno so saa eno so ye boa eti wo bana wati fie na wo peso osua carpenter adwuma mason adwuma ne ade no ye pe ye friend say eye master fo ya na ye de o ma abante ye be twotwo mu din fefefe na ye wo ho na wusua wadwuma ye be monitor say adwuma no wusua ampampa uwie opon ho a wo mason ya na ya petrol ene ye de amount shovel ene ye spade ene pickers ne ne keke ka wheelbarrow ye de amount na so start ye mason adwuma so what I say ene no so won pese obesua adwuma na wo pese ukosuku mom na ukosua technical ne no so eno so free SHS no wo ho e ma wo aban ni ngu no e wo ho afempo kra na wo hye mu kena ama se sukufo ni di aduane pa ene wo mu di jollof papa ede wo mu di wache ye kama enye nkwansuonsuo e morning katenkwa bose nkatenkwa na pi so ha iti yewra mampanyi John Dramani Mahama wo si review to obaye no we review ama nuane abuso wo iti wonso a pesa wo do afuo no abai defeat Ghana nso aba iti wo asase yantam bi da bia eno so call district assembly na se wo district eye mofa center bia na okwa wo si me so me wo e bia 10 acres eye masase ye beboa ye be ma seedlings aban beboa na wa ma eye fertilizer ne niema nti meku na wadon bebre nti minu ya no ma mo pro east pro west sini east sini west munyina modo bayere eni ye friend say eni meku no aban beboa mo with fertilizers ne ade wo de ane se wo be call district assembly se CA de Ghana niema ekoso no eye nika pa won so a Okrah ne mafira brochire na say dollar yi aba from say aba bedru 13 Ghana ama say say dollar na say wan say week bia obo say teba from gold board for start ye adwuma eti gold na ye hia wo man mu ha ye beto na amanfo de bi kwa manane no ye je dollar nti dollar no abusu kakra eti dollar no enya fe na ope dollar na me nya bi na fe dollar bo ayede say dollar ne bo nya den anhwe by next week e betume kwa koduru 11 cedis eti mo Okrah ne man say mu hia sika bebre saa dollar ne kɔ efom ama cedi no ne ho ye den eno achi afaso ama sesi afu anso bo abafom anope na me resta oil for there 12 cedis everybody Jesus Christo yeah fu abo na abafom star oil 12 cedis star oil for mo me advert to Hawaii na me de me mo ambassador de bia me ka bi mamo time ayenya tifu asokra na star oil for na wo mu fu oil for pa mo me advert wa ha mo mra ye boy nya den mti mumra me advert ha na nne nka me kama na traso star oil me kama na traso eti ho se okwa fu 12 cedis goil abafom shell abafom zen oil abafom glory oil abafom eti say a driver for woruma suma adwo mo kakra akase port charges no beba fom kakra bi na fe mo amokra spare parts no na mo so mo ho atomo Zara say eti no ano pay us an etete wa ma make for hack service and for more and ano pay na kwana ko pebi e bia wo didi adwane ni gina obosa na oboshe so acid reflux ni ade haxa capsule na say haxa mixture ene betumi aboa FDA agia to mo say eye eduro papa a kire say betumi aboa na ulcer na atena so ache no afiri honto kwa ya mento bottle ba ko to be 3 ebom nti be na otwe mienu na wanom 3 ni nyina ewie bo sa afede adwane to ye ma edwa no enye wo sa biom FDA the stamp team so wundi 12 years a wontumi numbi wo ma oba no fo wontumi numbi wonyem wontumi numbi eti ba pharmacy bi eben wo bia no eduro no eye toa sa eho no ye green ne ho fe pa eduro no ho fe pa pharmacy shop bia kai se di ne haxa HAC-CER haxa sa ena ya friend no enti Cats Pharmacy Madina obenya bi Temafon Little George War Community 20 Community 5 rather ena fe Kaswaji Cat Pharmacy ba openchire mu bi a chemi de ya obetuma for 0240 238 310 0240 238 310 fra empenyfo ebetumi ajewo so fe na wonom nso ene wadi nkomo bebi a obenya bi enso atono na niema enso atumi akonkan happy birthday kese enko emfama eye Ebenezer Eson Yankee ene ye wo birthday nyankopon hira wo masere emra wabrabomu bebre wo masere emra wabrabomu bebre we ya ye XYZ ana ye wish Ebenezer Eson Yankee ene your birthday happy birthday going at you may God bless you and then make you great enche ye ne honorable ebetwetwe nkomo honorable Ku George Rickett Hagan kwaku beye oba betena ha na mene no abon komo enura tama mampanyi elonche code of conduct edman na soafo ena face was ni MDs ni director general for our form no se atwere krata na aba se ade we wuntumi nye ya de aba obiansa kanede ni nyina ne se momma brabotene ne na Ghana nye yie obrempota aka wo se Ghana na Akufo-Addo baya wo se obeye kuru ni wantumi anye wo de ekwa amana donkodonkom wo se amana donkodonko no be se light pole makomako 420 ne se ye wo bonkam pa a che se ye hwesoro kra ye hu wiem enti mampanyi pese wo yiye free ho enti no sana soafo no wamfa sankrata na nkyekere wo mo a wo medi nsem hunu ebi mu bedi nsem hunu ye kan sa no na ye kan kire energy minister so say dum so no e say etu atwa ye nim ne enti ankane ani dundundundum sa no ona bu jonjina po ye nim se na Akufo-Addo obetoto ne ma anye ye but na munim se o man no apro asai but still na mo se yanto abama mo bamba ye ne ye enti eno ena ye hwe anim se mo beye dum so no adoso pa e wo kruma eno achi make petro ho asemi me da so energy sector wa make se petrol yɛtete so yi sɛ yɛnya to petro mu sɛ wom filling station no wokɔduru hɔ koraa yɛsɛ ɔ fuel asɔɔte nso ɔboa nea ɛwɔ hɔ no wɔ hɔ de yɛnya te sɛ yɛtu petro mu pɛ saa da na ɛndi 1 hour na yɛ adjust machine no na yɛtum 1 liter wobɛkɔ na ɛbɔ hɔ 15 cedis 17 cedis 13 cedis ba sɛ yɛnya te petro so a mompɛ sɛ mobɛte so adentia yɛsɛ wokɔduru Dwabo ne ɛyɛ German South German North anytime asɛ petro na yɛate so no ɛnreflect ɛwɔ hɔ adentia honorable eduji tamakulu miami nua panyini wo mesrɛw moma MPA na ɛwɔ Bro region no ɔmo mfa ɔmo ani nkyerɛ dɔmaa ɛne brekum ɛne Dwabo monkɔ sampa monkɔ sɛkwa adentina yɛate petro so na amanfoɔ mpɛ sɛ wɔn bɛte soɔ. What is the problem? Mo pesa man for bom ampanyi di mbone. Ye tutu nneɛma na yɛ sɛ resetting Ghana no. Mo de sɛ yɛ tu petro num sɛ krim. Mo nya ma tema mefa bi kura no. Na mo tumu diem. Na yɛ te so a mo pesa mo bɛte mo de so. Why? Edi nsɛ munu no no. Edi akrono nso no no. Yate petro so, yate so ne akwa akɔfa no yate so. New price no I reflect baby a what they are to offer is a filling station near there. MPA for our bono region. Mon start crack the ship. Punish people. But you want to amuntum. Now the Quacotana Dwabo, baby, you cotofu, I say, and saying. So, Yateson so yan reflected and reflected a bang. Now, must say 2 fuel more tramp 5 fuel. Our Tamanzana more to medium. Your 2 more hona no more tum. Na ya teso no mo mpese mo beteso. E dey nsem hunu no. Yeso na nsem hunu se ya eti empa de papa. Ana okofa na enyansa yenti. MPA for mon crack the ship. Eduji kujo tamaklo. Baby a will be a mechawa no pay. Fantastic man. Oh, a correct man pa. Mon started from Okrah no more. Asante region is a winning potem na. Kwa urban areas are. Just say a young man crying no. Na kwa to say yati petro so by de yente so. Yamamo yale. Monteso. And yes, MPA for ne bar one betchemo. Omochemo anya fe na mo ba be frefre yen wa ha se ena na wudi nsemu no na nka ye nchewo ebia na ekwama ye wa Mahama appointees no enura me na me de pa se yewura attorney general Dr. Dominic Ayine ese wo ye NDC appointee wo de opa di nsemu no wo bete hwe Mayentie Dr. Dominic Ayine awoye attorney general ewo Ghana ha say warning na wode ma ono ankasa na appointees no ankasa ne nkrofo wo mo wabam o se mo de mu ndi nsɛmhunu na mo hwa de jo mama nso se wa ye bi da uwieska na ya chew na ya prosecute mo nso amaba no ma mu nko wieska mu wieska ye be chemo Dr. Dominic Ayine.
In terms of enforcement, as he himself has put it, all right, there are various ways of enforcement. One way of enforcement is to ensure that there are sanctions. Okay, sanctions will apply for breach of the code of conduct for political appointees. And as he himself said, very clearly, and he said it without mincing words, is that if you breach the code, you get disciplined. He will terminate your appointment.
Is that enough? Is that enough? Only termination of appointment?
I mean, of course, if there are other consequences flowing from your conduct, that will also be looked at. So, for instance, he said it's legally, enforceable, and that is true because if you have been, terminated, if your appointment has been terminated, it should be possible if criminal conduct flows from what you have done, for the Attorney General to then pick up the matter and then, make sure that the courts impose the necessary criminal sanctions on you. And so I don't think that it is, enough to say, look, the person's appointment has been terminated. If the termination has come and there is anything to, follow up as far as criminal sanctions is concerned, it will be done.
But would you as Attorney General, would you be willing and ready to prosecute one of your own?
I have said that several times, and I think I have the support of the president when it comes to that. That the president has said, don't cross the line. If you cross the line, then it means that the sanctions will flow, and that includes taking legal action against you. I've said it several times, and I will not, hesitate to investigate and prosecute anybody who is an appointee of this government who crosses the line. Because it doesn't make sense, and for purposes of the public's sense of fairness, that past appointees will be prosecuted and then present appointees will go scot-free. That means that you are leaving room for them to be prosecuted in the future. You are just simply deferring their prosecution, and it doesn't make sense. So the president always says that we should not conduct ourselves in such a way that we give him the unpleasant duty of having to fire anybody. All right. I will also say that, I don't want to have the unpleasant duty of having to investigate my own colleagues or appointees in government. All right. So we should all stay in line. The straight and narrow path that has been defined by the president.
Dominic Ayine and our tenant Kanono and a year attorney general a year Kurumase or my Ghanamu. One on a year buying lawyer Pinia, Bibiani, I want to two a buying for Efam Meremu. What tenant Kanati and no after code of conduct on an attorney general ye Bisano. What is our Casa Savoya Swafo and Nasa will be a who appointment or buying Wemu. No di in Semuna Nasa or Fomra. One of the what to say keeper. Awada pomu born a bar or betche into wono wo from pet nayacho the same member of parliament Edema Cape Coast South ewo ahase meneno ebekasa enche kra meneno ebekasa eti honorable Kwaku George Ricketts Hagan wono ena meneno ebo enkomo ewo ha ene anope Baba coming home, you drink come up briefly. One a member of parliament at the Cape Coast South, and I'm saying Wasanya post for one day board chairman at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Honorable Kwaku Ricketts Hagan. Kwaku Beye Akaba. Bibi Aboko. Iana Ben Mike Nama.
Okay, sure.
Namikrumfu. One way.
The good
okay.
people of Cripples.
Yeah. Enchemeba.
Appointment. As everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So and now no pay my mama congratulations kese say you appointed as board chairman the Ghana Revenue Authority. Your mountain kwa. Aye. That's also say a free one. What you mean about it as board chairman before some Ghana Revenue Authority no kwa my ending common emfamfa code of conduct here and Raman Penin a pound one to me. Say a kamunyina.
Oh, code of conduct here. Ubi or ye juma in terms of say a juma. You should have some code of conduct.
Yeah.
So it's not only ministers or MPs or code of conduct should be something also in your observing to make sure that we are doing the right thing. But first of all, Mamichia people of Cape Coast.
Yeah.
My people. And when I was in maybe Jina baby, Mijina ICCI. And Madame Yasi and Ebada BBRC during the election. Or to Abazima NDC. Man, the NDC have power. My His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
The faith that his second coming will bring the changes this country needs. And as difficulties that we were going through, his coming back will reduce or alleviate that poverty. So just the Jezi Ayenya or President Mahama is doing wonders. And the Jezi in the NDC government is also doing wonders. And the positive signs are quite many. First of all, I would have to also thank the party, His Excellency President, first and foremost, and the NDC hierarchy,
which
party, and then my colleagues, members of parliament.
Okay.
Because not only the not only that I'm the GRA, boss now, then I'm asking for that, but I was also appointed to be the deputy majority leader.
Yes.
Of Parliament.
Yeah.
So that itself is a huge position.
Huge task.
Yeah, huge task. And then Nyamia Yadum ma iso abaka ejumano. I mean, the minima people look at your competence, what your ability, your demeanor, how, and then you get this position. So, in as much as your position is also a responsibility. So, on my own behalf and behalf of my new board, my person, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say, say when you Jezi with him, no the position. As you said earlier, Jerry, is the nerve center.
Yes.
Okay, because even the Minister of Finance depends on the
GRE.
Because when you present a budget, our Parliament, your budget is about the amount of money you will spend, which they call the expenditure. And the baby can be free revenue, and then maybe some loans here and there. But the difficulty our Ghana says here, because of the Emmanuel say was saying it, there are certain things that we are not entitled to anymore.
Bit is there more.
Why in Canada, but today euro bond, DB capital market, euro bond,
centenary bond,
those things. These things are not available because you have Bakawa Mobia Pumpedo. So we are in the first fund budget now, funding mix, a tax kakra, be a loans, be kakra, both long-term loans, that is the multilateral loans, or you go for these bilateral loans, or you go to the capital market, Eurobond, commercial loans. Most of these things have dried out. In fact, we have agreement with these bilaterals and all that. Say they have to approve certain things for us to be able to be on an IMF program. So they are not dishing money out. So it means that now most of our money should be internally generated. That's where GRE comes in.
Okay, but some more companies are into about mama na mombrano. So na say e kada ho.
Of course. And it still doesn't shy away from the fact that we've come to solve the problem, but there's a problem.
And I keep asking, na mo game plan den.
Well, first of all, now we had a very severe hardship as a result of enyema money in our country. So people were suffering. There were serious difficulties in the daily lives of people. So I think His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and some Kenya first and foremost is to come and reduce this burden that Ghanaians have. Burden is through taxes, is through the cost of living, prices. So the whole idea was to come in and reduce these taxes or take away some of these taxes that are nuisance taxes. Try to bring prices down, which is inflation. Try and bring inflation down. And the elephant in the room, the debt that this country is saddled with as a result of the 8 years of Nana Akufo-Addo's government.
Before Nana Akufo-Addo be free aban so no na Ghana ye ka tua akwakwa ye bibia ho ye default ye ntumi ntua ye ka, and then the Paris Club ne say ye call na ekopa China for achew say ka ye de omo ne ade mo ba ye sa ka no kwa be so na mo fa so.
Well, and say, I mean, when you go to a point, I mean, if you even have a friend, now a friend, a bobusia, na bobusia na wuntia, your friend will even stop giving you money.
Yeah, true.
So that is the situation we got ourselves in as a country, that we have borrowed so much that the likes of Eurobond decided that, look, about $13 billion US, that's too much debt for a country like Ghana to have. And then there are other bilaterals and stuff, as you have said. People have, China, another elephant in the room, that we have become so dependent on China in terms of borrowing for so many different things. Go to a point, the Chinese were not getting their money. Don't forget that in 2022, Ghana government under Nana Akufo-Addo decided, say unilaterally, Ghana that reminds me, maybe you were too young or probably not born. It reminds me of a champ
for time.
And we were becoming that reckless a country that all the rules of engagement that a country should have with other countries and with institutions that help the country grow. No? You see, and we didn't until the MPP government was about to leave power. So from 2022 to 2024, we were defaulting on pretty much everything.
But pressure now, so how are you managing that debt?
We have to do things differently. Let me tell you one thing that happened when President Mahama got elected.
Okay.
You know, in the world of economics or world of investment or world of banking or investors and all that.
All right.
There is something called, investor confidence.
Yes.
That is, investor they become confident that you will do things differently. Yes, because things were so bad in the direction that Ghana was moving that to change gear to any side, people think will be better. If you are going straight, look, I hear you say go left or go right, because where we were going to hit or we'll get to the end of the cliff and tip over. So by President Mahama's election and the promises that he's giving to the nation about the Nyoma Obaye different, and yet Ghanaian citizen, and as a Ghana for Enkutin and Zamaton Hasum, foreigners also Oton Hasum there. This president will do things differently with his team. And the kind of challenges we have as an investors in this country, where you can't guarantee whether Sikana invest will crew, and Bosana is Abu Kruno, the crew will pay. So that investor confidence returning, then investor confidence, consumer confidence, that is consumer, we will consume here. Prices were so high that people were stopping to eat 3 times a day and eat 2 times a day and maybe once a day. Yeah. That consumer confidence has also returned. That people know that I have a CD today, I can eat because tomorrow I will get another CD.
How did you do that? Say I know then am ya man ya ba ma adwuma for wono masoma adwo omo kakra. Ordinary Ghanaian na woto trotro mu a wotie yen and I no pay. Ahunu say asesika e ba nsem. Okay, for you to look at that, let's look at the problems then. What problem did we have and what have we done differently? Yenim say na inflation was so
exactly
at that time.
Exactly. Now inflation is coming down because the government approach, first and foremost, even Sika Abankra spend causes inflation. Government spending.
Okay.
So if you have a finance minister who is being directed by the president that reduce expenditure, rationalize expenditure. Therefore, the finance minister presents a budget where a lot of expenditure items are, or a wasteful expenditure, they have been removed. So that itself, in the long run, will reduce inflation. You have a finance minister that president now charging is look, your first budget, there are certain taxes I have promised Ghanaians, betting taxes and other new e-levy and all that. I will take those things away. And he comes and that exactly what the boss has instructed. Then Ghanaians begin to have confidence. The Ghanaian consumer knows that Sika and Chemutia were e-levying, though maybe a month I sent a lot of money. That money will become a savings to me that I can use in other areas.
Yeah, especially or more SMEs one may deal directly.
Exactly. Yes, they will have some. So there's savings generally being not by President Mahama directly putting money in people's pocket, but he has indirectly put money in people's pocket with some of the nuisance taxes that he's done away with. That is number one. We have also
realized... But COVID levy, that's why I didn't... Ghana for say or Montia say more yi sa tax na COVID levy that's what.
You see, Enyoma have to be done systematically. In running an economy, you can't just go in and say all these taxes are, even if there are more nuisance taxes, you start by what is it called? As Abrofobeka say, you pick the low-hanging fruits.
Okay.
So pick the low-hanging fruits and work your way, because don't forget, and it's here ironically, my position as working for the GRA.
Mm-hmm.
All these taxes are here, It means that there is a revenue gap.
Yeah.
So we will have to fill that revenue gap. So the finance minister has to be responsible in his physical, kind of proposals. That look, I am taking ABC away because I have EDF to replace it.
Yeah.
I still want to take this XYZ, not your XYZ.
I know.
Away.
Okay.
But I haven't got a replacement for XYZ. So the very hardship I want to remove, I can cause that hardship in another area. So let's give Ghanaians this relief and look at this and put in place measures that will restore that gap.
COVID levy in my saying every year.
I wouldn't want to mention a figure on top of my head. That might not be correct.
Okay.
Correct. But it is a significant amount of money. So these are some of the things. I mean, I became the chairman about 3-4 days ago.
Oh, but that terrain is not a new place for you.
Yeah.
Because
it's not, but I want to talk about things that are I have an idea. But
yes,
then, of course,
finance ministry or GRA is not a new thing for you, because so why a deputy finance minister that? Why a deputy trade minister and so
of
that?
course.
Why a central regional minister that?
Yes, my cover area before I move to I move to capture.
But I know I'm not deputy trade minister to come on. I'm up for air complaining. Some of some mobile solve Ghana problems.
Of course.
Not Ghana for one drama.
Yeah.
And it's a issue bad. Then we will have to lay it before you,
of
right?
Course. There's no problem.
Ghana for one more beyond Kumasi. A corner of near the cement ball as started Basro. Port charges now, you say clink and I importing. Ama aqua yes, a din more yet they are found. You are focused on generating revenue, and
no. Ejumano, or where we have problems, or multifaceted. I mean, it's all over the place. Say, was the Ghana show says, you might not even know where to start from.
Yeah.
When we came to, because everywhere there's a problem.
Sure.
So you have to look at the critical areas. Ever started there, solve the problem, or some of them are related to other areas. So if you go to that area straight away to solve the problem, that problem will not go away, because the source of the problem itself is still there.
Yeah.
So you tackle the source. Look, it's quite interesting, especially when you hear the MPP party complaining about something things in this country. And you ask yourself, about 4 months ago, these guys were running the country and they have done so for the last 8 years. You know, I hear a member of parliament comes and asks the Ubebisa roads and highways minister, then when are his roads going to be built? The minister about office just about 4 months. You have been in office for 8 years. You didn't see, so you have to build your road. Now you are coming to ask, so it's the new government, so they have to. But yes, of course, President Mahama said categorically clear that he's going to reset the country. He also said, in resetting the country, he will fix the economy. Because if you don't fix the economy, the country cannot be reset. So you have to look at exactly, or the president has to look at exactly, what is it that I'm going to do to, don't forget, as I said, from 2022, MPP, they were not paying their debt, especially the external debt, the commercial loans. Now, the new arrangement put in place, that is the external debt restructuring. These loans are now due for payment. So President Mahama, as a new president with a whole lot of problems, is also saddled with immediately beginning to pay the debt that our brothers and sisters have left for us, excessively. But you started here. So, look.
If you look upon Okrah can say Ghana Air struggle to pay its debts, no. And you're no crana.
I mean, I always say, look at the pot, calling the kettle black. I remember when Akufo-Addo was leaving, he was advising us not to default. What a line. He was telling us not to default. A man who has defaulted on all its debt, telling us not to default. I don't know whether he's talking from his experience and that we shouldn't be doing that. So we have started paying things we are supposed, because don't forget that Yaya Mrato, Yeshe Bosiana, Yebitiano. A plan was put in place. So when the money is due, we have to be paying that money. And, if you average it, we'll be paying over $1 billion a year from all debt. Look, we have, if you look at our arrears, including on commitment basis and all that, our arrears is about, 192 billion of arrears. Cities that we have to pay, but even cities is not small money.
And yes, more money.
You see, so all these things have to be captured properly, and we begin to look at addressing it. The clever thing the finance minister did was that anything that need to be funded, even a program, okay, we have SHS. These are some of the mistakes that the previous government made, and that is what is bringing relief. We didn't have a constant source of funding the free education. Though the free education is good, it's good for you to be driving, but you haven't made any provision on how you're going to buy petrol to drive. It makes the whole exercise useless or difficult.
Yeah.
So what the finance minister, under the authority of His Excellency, the President, said that, look, let's look for a permanent source of funding.
Okay.
Because economists will tell you that the funding of education is going to grow exponentially.
Sure.
So every year, the amount of money we spend on free education goes higher and higher. But the source of funding, which is mainly some kind of, let's say, petroleum, even petroleum. Yeah. Even here, petroleum, Okrah, receipt was going down. So you have a graph. If you draw a graph mathematically, statistically, economically, you realize that your funding of free education and its sources of funding is growing in the opposite direction.
From
way kwasro.
Expenditure na kwasro.
Kwasro. Na baby
from.
That is. Enye
eti anuntina na school for ni nya aduane papa ndi na no videos around that
aduane papa di. You see, and they were denying the fact that things were difficult. They won't touch free education. President Mahama said, look, I will review it. If you don't review it, you will see the problems.
It's more review and if finance say yenye sikane free.
That is what you decided to say. Some statutory funds, and as a sikabia ye try to say get fund, no, we should, what is it called? Uncap those.
Okay.
So by uncapping alone, you're able to release about
uncap here, as I just saying.
I just say, baby, na udi bibi atoso. Say, Sasike, edu ha, sanity, apim, ye the way befa, ye the way befa.
Okay.
And Okrah no they are for wrong places. So what they be no, that's the kind of bloom for the purpose that is meant for. Okay. And you will be able to fund. So now, free education is now being funded just by uncapping. You don't have to perform any magic or go and borrow any money anywhere or wait for IMF money to come in. Your own internal resource, if you uncap it, as we have done in Honorable Dr. Forson has done in other areas, you have all of a sudden, it is a tap or two. You open the tap and all the excess water now, that's going to go away in a waste, which was what our resources were going to, wasteful expenditure, reckless,
spending.
spending. The American tree and have to crash reckless. Just a sika ya seno. It's a what to show and our block will show from flowing.
Yeah.
The water will find different areas to move in.
Yeah.
So you go to the back of the water, there's no water, but the water is gone. This was the type of economy we were running. That things were not getting to the places we should get to. So this uncapping, where we had put some money away, say we had the tax reclaim. And we are not using the money to do for that purpose. And money is being built up. The finance minister said, look, let's do this. Let's put this thing at this point, and whatever excess money that comes here should go and fund something else. So all the things that we have removed taxes for, I can tell you categorically clear that we have made provisions on how those monies are going to come in. Now, the job now becomes mine. As the finance minister has said that, look, I want this tax revenue to get fund to do this because I've uncapped it.
Okay.
It is now the responsibility of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Okay.
If that money comes in, as we have predicted or targeted,
okay,
then government will be able to make its expense.
All right.
First of all, let me take this opportunity.
Okay.
As I've just gone on to the GRE board, the little I have seen, because I have some some kind of a couple of hours meeting with the management and all that. We'll be having our first board meeting hopefully by towards the end of the month.
Okay.
I have come to realize the amount of work that people do in GRA, you have to get close to appreciate it. You spend money, what's your officer? You spend money, you take your budget to the Ministry of Finance, they approve it, and then you ask for a release. I don't think many of us actually sit down to find out where the release is actually coming from. We are saying people are not paying their taxes. We are saying we have to widen the tax base, the net, the base, and you don't sit down and think that, where is the base? All these people who are in the informal sector, how do you formalize them or get them in a way? Look, GRA does a lot, and we should encourage them to do more. Obviously, in any institution, there are bad apples. There is corruption issues, there is leakages. That's my job and my board and the management to try and resolve these issues, because your leakages and Okrah sika you lose through our leakages and corruption.
Okay, leakages. I know then how bad is the leakages to send your Okrah?
Well, leakages in you say taxes have been made here. No sika are end on a destination. You run a company, for instance. You are due to pay your taxes. We send a tax collector to you to collect tax. Tax collector, but now we wait to your car. Say with taxes, say 5 million now, or no, only 500,000. Now, unforget about what tax. No, so about office, because so others are more too, and I say something else. So, government is therefore losing about 4.5 million because 500,000 has been given to somebody to put in their pocket. So government is losing that money uncollected. Even the 500 that is being collected. Yeah, leakages is caused by human intervention. That is why we need to move more and more towards electronic, towards the new technology and all that in collecting our tax.
But to district assemblies and then people will come about calculate taxes near the.
Well, but if you do it in a proper way, you wouldn't need all these human intervention. Yes, but then the interface will be there. That is very difficult for Obias or best siphon sika from it.
Proper way in India.
Well, proper way in America, we need to enhance the technologies we use. And what we have to look, there are some technologies being used at the Ministry of Finance. I mean, I have been there before, as you rightly said, in the revenue sector, that are old and archaic systems. Look, when you use a system, the way technology is evolving, when you use any system in any organization for 5 years or more, that system, it means that the criminals are ahead of it.
Yes, or multi system na system.
Yeah, multi system.
Also,
was a system.
Okay.
So that the system becomes watertight. Some of the things we are going to do at GRA is to water tighten the systems that we use. Have a much better, much modern, more efficient system, a fairer system, professional system that will be able to look. Quite recently, just before the election, you had Dr. Baumia, the chairman of the then economic management team, the vice president of the republic, accusing GRA, an institution of government, that they are, say there's some element of, they are harassing. They are harassing, obviously, taxpayers. And all that.
Say it be to amount for store money at the.
But you see, maybe the approach. That's what I'm saying. That more technology needs to come into the approach. We shouldn't get to a situation where na taxpayer or tax. We need to have a system that we wouldn't even arrive there.
Okay.
These are the things we need. So for the vice president, chairman of the economic management team, to come and stand there and say to the face of hard-working Ghanaians who are raising the taxes for us that they are harassing because they've gone somewhere to pick a tax from somebody. Without you thinking that how can we effectively get these tax collectors to collect taxes from small businesses, big businesses, individuals without actually harassing them.
Okay. Once I ye and we free honor. More na eda pondo there, like this is what is on the table. We na ye as GRA for we. Obetumia mention be.
Yeah. Well, first of all, GRA starts on the premises of what the government through the finance minister akachomo.
Okay.
They do a budget. You see, yeah debt and yeah expenditure. It be a 215 billion. But revenue, if you say you may raise your system, a 200 billion.
Okay.
Therefore, that's what they call a deficit. There's going to be a 50 billion deficit that could be calculated to be 3% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the government needs to find different ways of funding that bit. But the 200 billion that we need should come from domestic tax revenue.
Okay.
Customs and other areas. We have three different areas if you want to, aggregate it.
Yeah.
You have the customs, which has a commissioner.
Yeah.
So that deals with all custom matters.
Yeah.
Then we have a commissioner that deals with the domestic tax revenue
collection.
And then of course we have other support services and all that. These are the three main functions, and all other things comes under this. Remember in the past the IRS and all that used to be separate, and they brought them all together to create this. That was a good start, but it's like continue and yes certain things that we needed to do.
Okay.
The past government did something, but they were not adequate enough to address the problem. All they kept doing was changing changing board chairman, changing commissioner generals and all that. That is not the problem. The problem is that to do the work. Are they well equipped? Do they have access to the resources that will enable them perform their function in a fair manner, in a professionalism with integrity? GRS, when I think of it, the first word that comes into my mind is integrity. You need a man of integrity.
Mentioning of integrity, no. Yenim say, customs for betumi akwakotena baby ubo say na sika say yegeno na yakwakwa charge obi won chen na yaje na say ba ban ho no emma. Amanfo bi so bo matena baby ache dodo. Eti finance minister eswe we in as GRA board chairman no. Na me wo hobi.
Yeah.
O can smuggling ho asempa any leakages. Watch I was saying Crawford or what a new kwasa wo matena baby eche. So as GRA board chairman no again a planner daho tackles
you know, the day I was sworn in, as I said, I had a short meeting with management afterward from the Ministry of Finance. You know, the GRA is just across the road.
Yeah.
When one of the things I said should be the first thing on our board meeting when we meet is how to look at rotating people.
Okay.
Because keeping people in one place, just as the instructions given to me by the finance minister, that a minimum baby chair, what's in a baby chair, you become complacent. What's in a baby chair, you get into all sorts of things. You come to know the system. You come to know how to play the system. Which me idea, which me say idea. And see, we need to be rotating people. For me, every 2 years, people should be changed around. But you also have to understand that you can't change Obia every 2 years, because there are some people the skills are you have to sort those skills. In a certain position, build particular skills they are not simply replaceable. So you need to have a plan in place of making sure that there's always a succession plan. God forbid, if somebody who's an experienced person in a particular division in GRE, God forbid, does GRE stop working?
No.
So these are the things you need to have a succession plan, that nobody becomes indispensable. No, sir, but obi we ambejuma and now on your obisha name.
Yeah,
that's number one. So there are some places maybe the changes will have to be done beyond 2 years, 3-4 years. There are some that you can do 2 years, especially places that are sensitive. That involves, like you are saying, Ojijisika. Ojijisika na kano. If you do ponchi biane sikano, office ni sika enya aban. Nti di gunu bottom. So these are the things that, for me as a board chairman, this is one of the first things that I'm going to be looking at as instructed by the finance minister, and to make sure so being fako and by corrupt, or being fako and divert resources, or being fako now on by complacent. Tell me, I say on for 2,000 bra or do 2,000 bra. Yeah, taxi driver. I don't want to go there, but obidio car also for you, Juma. I see your sales say, mommy. Until the Akan, you know, by wafa. As on a car type,
Over cow
now. When you saw see between chain near the answer, the market is good. So let's put some away for a rainy season. So these are the things that we are going to be looking at.
Okay.
You know, we shouldn't. Sometimes when I read in the papers, we have achieved our target over the years. From my days in finance ministry, we have achieved our target.
You have not
set the right target. If we look at how much money we should raise in this country, if we are doing things right, we are actually underestimating, because you always hear in the budget that we need to be doing 18 to 20% of GDP in terms of revenue. Yet we are doing 15, and you say you have achieved your target. So we need to be pushing ourselves. We need to incentivize people. People who deal with tax issues need to be well paid.
Okay.
So that they don't get into all these things that they have a need to want to take money that doesn't belong to them.
Okay.
You have to make sure that there are right conditions of incentives for working, that people work in a comfortable environment. I be more dream straight, not dream man. These are things that are not technology.
Ma provide a budget,
but in chat budget in there. Let me see. You have to. I have just come into the place, so I've got to look at all the things that I think people need to make them perform better. They are part of my function.
Okay.
So you're just sitting down and raising the revenue. Are the people conditioned to raise that revenue? That is also the job of the board. So these are some of the things that we will be doing as a board with the management to be able to get things right without necessarily overstepping what we have to be doing as board. Look, one of the things I've gone back like 20 years in the Ghana revenue. Since I became a board from Wednesday.
Okay.
Looking at the problems. Akosima, board chairmen, chief executive, commissioner generals have either been sacked politically or whatever. So I have looked at, okay, this problem, how was it tackled? Then you realize that it was tackled in an abysmal way. You look at this problem, this guy, who, in T or whatever, was fired. Why was he fired? You go back and look at the background and look at what led. It's not that the people were not professional. They were. Qualifications, everything is on paper. But the atmosphere under which they were working probably wasn't conducive. There are people on top of them calling the shots, and the wrong shots most of the time, as we do in this country. There are certain things, they don't know anything about it, but they'll be telling you what to do. So if you don't know what you are doing and you don't put your foot down that, Chief, this is the best way to do this. You put me here to get you result. And this is the best way that we can get you result. Okay. The finance minister has confidence in our ability as board. The president has confidence in the finance minister. The finance minister also has confidence in the GRA board that he's put together.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people work, about 10,000 people work in the GRA. These are professional career workers. You can't come and say that they are all bad and you are coming to remove them. It is usually the top, the leadership, that is not steering the ship well.
Okay.
The competencies are there, but if you misguide the competence, people are not going to deliver. Okay. So we are going to do little tests. You won't come tomorrow to GRA and come and see a machine that sucks money from people's companies into GRA.
Meba ho na ba beka o target no wa mantem ti your time no anya so. Eti meba ho o last words no be target ne how a mo betumi aduru target ne ho. Honorable Kwaku Richard Hagan.
Some gra.
Dabi some mantem. Kwaku mantem.
Yeah. But
it's no honorable Kwaku kids Hagan and I'll tell and cannot say you don't ebon komono na say man penya pow no say won koye board chairman em Farmer Ghana Revenue Authority nti omo na wo mbepe ska de ama ye de Ghana yenti enkomo ne de me yeso say next week so san ba na ye to aso Solak Natural Clinic kidney issues ne liver issues no wadawro ma fabra yen ya research anya duro a ye de tackle kidney issues, any liver issues. Why won't to mean one prostate issues in the will draw what da ye there sanyare. Solak Natural Clinic, Dr. Solomon Apia Kubina Dano, KNUST trained doctor Oko University Bato de Bibi draw and a sanyare. Okrah Kokumlemle and a way behava senior high school. No. Your number is 0553 932631. Phrase CA now issues no one discuss it. 0553 932631. Ola Sevia Herbal Clinic say onina atatai no ena fe wu no fona adwoa bedem no bra ye beboa diabetes ama kurubia bedown ho ama enkoda asthma obi a wotwa menstrual issues Ola Sevia Herbal Clinic betuma aboa pa ye wa Simon ye ne Access Bank ene din hwe no mo frey 057 665 6658 wo fram penyin for ebeje so meko honorable Rickett Hagan hona messages bia ba Yakubu Dombote offenso kaira and o free by say Ghana will not die inshallah, God bless Mahama and NDC messages na kano atranketi but Muhammad ba ni na ye damose pam ye pon na mid morning show no aba beto so honorable Kwaku George Rickett Hagan me pa cho ye pon Kwaku be
yeah gusu ye wa ye wi no so
okay it's mo target then for this year mo hwese Ghana Revenue Authority mo be resist send the amayen e wo man no.
Well I will what I said during my what is it called when I was sworn in, that the government is we are looking, our target is around 200 billion.
200 billion.
Yes, but we have to.
Is it realistic?
We have to go beyond that. A country, I say, we are not the same level at our peers. I find it difficult when we hear this word that is it realistic. It is realistic only if we do the things we have to do. But it is realistic. If you compare yourself to another, your peer, and your peer is doing 18, 20% of GDP. Now we 15. Now we say, is it realistic? It means you don't want to grow. You have to look at how, when you set the mark, you will be able to. It is not realistic because there are too much leakages. It is not realistic because people are working for themselves and not working for the GRA. It is not realistic because our system of tax collection is not a watertight one. So if all these things become realistic, the figure will also become realistic and beyond. So the potential is there, but you can only realize that potential if you do the right thing. The finance minister knows it's possible. You know, the finance minister and I were both deputies of finance in our time.
Yeah.
And we've had opportunity to talk about things and look at things and look at what we will do different if one day it be doing so. That one day has come.
Okay.
Now I'm in a position I need to collect the money for my brother to spend.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Teamwork.
Yes. I know you and Finance Minister Dr. Kasiela to force in the minimum somewhere fine.
We'll go a long way.
Yes. I know.
We will put our, the tempo they make sure say the dreams we had. The Ghana we wanted through the GRA and the Ministry of Finance, that Ghana will be realized. Okay. And yes, as some took kind many years ago, we have the opportunity now. So let's do what we said we will do. And Ghanaians will appreciate it.
Mate, that's honorable. That's say to answer for Obaye. Emerena ekowa mantem.
When we say but no so different.
A gold board no and I say
part of it, as I said, confidence, investor confidence.
Okay.
I buy for you pay your gezu abani mu say sa ben the buso or your betia.
Okay.
We obey. Second thing external factors.
External factors
say remittances. Ghana for skefia bruche befi has gone up.
Okay.
Why? Because they have confidence. So musika no mudi befi no.
Okay.
That will also help revenue AE because obi discover by a project building your money will be a UABA a tax in your etia. Apart from that, of course, the dollar itself has also weakened a bit, international because of Donald Trump tariffs and na CFO. But we will need time to discuss those issues.
Honorable, next week
how the currency
in your time
and one promise I want to give to Ghanaians.
Okay.
Is that the currency is going to will move from strength to strength because everything on the line of the currency shows that the city will be appreciating for a long time. Look, there was one policy that the MPP people started, which is where the central bank central bank started on the MPP. That is the buying of gold. It was being done already, but they intensified it.
Okay.
That is a good policy, which if we continue, because your currency many a times reason, and I'm surprised they did it too late. Many a times your currency is not backed by anything. The dollar is backed by gold. The pound is backed by gold. The city is backed with nothing. How do you expect you to appreciate?
So now, yes,
the gold in the Bank of Ghana turn bobwa.
Okay.
Gold board also bobwa because all the leakages in the gold that we don't get, the gold board will now be able to remit this money to government or give this money to government. And so many other, the fiscal and the monetary policy. We have moved away from Sidi Koswani, Yakofa, dollars, central bank need reserves to kofum. You don't need to spend your reserves that way. You spend them critically. But when your city is backed with gold, people begin to believe that you have a strong currency.
Okay.
Okay. Americans know the dollar is strong because it's backed by gold.
Okay.
The pound is strong because it's not by gold, not cash reserves, gold reserves.
Okay.
So you need a combination of gold reserves and cash reserves.
Okay.
To be able to manage, and this is what the finance ministry
the dollar
is doing.
could do better 10 and 9 cities.
I'm predicting 9. There was a time during the last administration that I thought if care is not taken, the dollar could have gone to 25. And certain things were done quickly to avert that. Now the prediction is that senyo is not just going to happen overnight. Apart from the only thing that's a bit troubling, it's in your debt now.
Okay.
Because once we are paying the debt, you require dollars to pay this debt.
Yeah.
So that will obviously appreciate your dollar and depreciate your cedi. If we get the patterns right, now year we will not suffer that. But every BBA the dollar, the cedi, good news.
Okay.
And the money should be appreciated and appreciated. And then when we get inflation and all those things down, which the fiscal side is doing and the monetary side is also doing their bit, Ghana will be a wonderful place.
Thank you so much.
President Mahama is going to reset Ghana.
Okay.
And whoever comes after John Mahama will have a good economy, a good country.
And we'll have no option than to also
go,
take the map. Yeah.
What option? We are buying gold and selling them, and we hold the gold reserve. Therefore, gold will be on smuggling, or even if they will, there's no, completely tight system. The smuggling will go down.
Yeah.
You are buying gold. You are a country that produces gold, but you have no gold in your central bank. If you continue to buy gold, your city will have no way to go other than to go up.
May that say, Honorable Kwaku George Ricketts Hagen, Member of Parliament, Cape Coast South, Board Chairman, Ghana Revenue Authority.
At the end of the year, but they 200 billion.
Mate.
Then we know that. The word of is it realistic?
Yeah. Mate. Honorable, thank you so much for coming. Did you make any say the Piesie Okrah? Your boys prefer your chief tankers honorable without constituency. Many yank obrim pone did you make the bro? Yes, so na K Nicholas Day, Power Mid Morning, no Eddie Bro. Honorable na mantem no ban so na nem common so de. Entinyamia. Emmanuel, we soon as you said you made the mammy on Emmanuel Opoku. Thank you so much. Desmond Soa, Ralph Jump on him, Crawford, Nana Bedi, the Munina Damase, Prince of Fosu Camera, Edem, Edamunina say. King Nicholas, the chief driver, is up next with Power Mid Morning. Be good. See you again tomorrow. Dominus Vobiscom, hasta la vista.